day and good afternoon to all here on this Christmas week. And what has to be one of the greatest weeks in all of sports, football and food and family. Merry Christmas. It is a Merry Christmas week. And finally, for the first time in a month, the Philadelphia Eagles will take on a starting quarterback in the National Football League and not a collection of stiffs. So maybe we get a chance to find out. But first and foremost, I have to celebrate a local radio station there in Philadelphia. By the way, please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. And by the way, I have to thanks and I have to give kudos to a radio station in town. WIP, one of the greatest radio stations in the history of sports talk radio. Actually, the very first sports talk radio 24/7 operation in our fabulous country. Today is Jalen Hurts Appreciation Day. Man, you know, when I saw a host go on the air and have Jalen Hurts Appreciation Day, for those stiff for that guy and for all the things that he has brought to the city of brotherly love, I got to tell you, Jalen Hurts Appreciation Day. Congratulations. That's how you start a good week off. That's how you start a feel-good week off, is when you can sit around and glaze donut an absolute horrible offense this year. And congratulations. It's Jalen Hurts Appreciation Day in Philadelphia. Oh, my God. What happened to your sports talk city, man? That's so fucking weak and so lame. It's like fucking Villanova radio. It's like college radio shit. Appreciation Day. I mean, man, I don't know what happened to your football team, and I don't know what happened to the people that cover your football team. Holy shit. In a city that demands excellence, before you even do shit, you got to sit there and you got to have Appreciation Day. You guys haven't played. Do you realize that you guys haven't played a starting quarterback in a month? In a fucking month, you haven't played a quarterback that was a starter. In a month, you haven't played one. All right. And I'm sure everybody took a lot out of that Commander game. I'm sure everybody took 1,000 things out of that Commander game. I didn't really take anything out of it, except for the fact that you were healthy. And one of the more important things is that you were able to win back-to-back NFC East titles. I'll tell you where I think that's a big deal. Okay? Whose fault? What does that have to do with reality? Who gives a shit? What does that have to do with reality? I mean, whose fault? There's no fault. It's reality. You ever hear reality? Okay? You bet, baby. We got a fucking game this week. Eagles, Bills. About time. Bills need that game too. Stay healthy. We play who's in front of us. The first part is correct. The last part is bullshit. You play who's in front of you. So if you line up 12 tomato cans and you say that you play who's in front of you, what's that comment mean? By the way, I appreciate the super. What's it mean? Nothing. Nobody took shit out of the 2 and 8 ball, the 8 quarters of football. Nobody took shit out of that. Stop kidding yourselves. Okay? I appreciate the ring he got us and the one he's going to get us in the near future. Glazed donut. Hey, by the way, John McMullen said that fucking to Xander, he said that Jalen Hurts has played great this year. How could Jalen Hurts play great this year when the offense is 25th? What are they? Let's see what they are right now heading into this. So what's that offense that John said that Jalen's played great leading? Let's see where they are right now offensively. Where's the Eagle offense? Playing great. Here's the Eagle offense going into the final 2 weeks of the season. Eagle offense right now. Eagles are 22nd in total offense. The Eagles are 22nd in pass offense. The Eagles are 20th in rushing offense. And the Eagles in third down, which they've gotten better, where are they in third down? They're getting better at that, though. And they're starting to improve it a little bit. Where are the Eagles in third down? They are 23rd in third down. That's having a good year. Pump the brakes on the 2 wins. You beat 2 teams picking in the top 10 in the NFL draft. One's picking the Indiana quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. I happen to agree. I realize that you're a hater. No, I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Okay? I'm a realist. We're going to look at the Buffalo Bills here in a minute. Also, we're going to look at Jalen Hurts' 2025 season. We're going to break that down. We're also going to talk a little bit more about what's coming up with this Buffalo Bills team. Sil's glad to go back-to-back in the go back-to-back NFC champions, but this offense, I see inconsistency and a kicker who's in trouble. Vic will have to dial it up in the playoffs. Your thoughts? Here's the one thing that made it really cool when you guys are going back-to-back NFC East champs. You guys don't get a chance to have a shitty schedule. The last shitty schedule that you guys had was 2021. That's the last true shitty schedule you had because you only had a few wins in 2020 season. Think about that. Since 2021, where you've made the playoffs 5 years in a row, which is a crazy accomplishment and a great accomplishment. In that time frame, you're either having the toughest schedule or you're having the second toughest schedule in pro football. So you're not a victim of your schedule like the San Francisco 49ers are. Or you're not. That's why you see the Denver Broncos or some of these other teams that are starting to jump up like the Patriots. The Patriots are a benefactor of a shitty AFC East and also the fact that that football team has, not played a really tough schedule. Be ready to shave your head and beard. I didn't say beard. Come February 10th. Not happening. You'll be bounced. No worries about that stagnant offense. The Steen Scuffle was the most exciting the 2025 Philadelphia Eagle offense has been all season. What a snooze fest. Yeah. Stagnant offense. Okay? I'm trying to follow the chat. Fuck the name callers. Sills, thank you for giving me the content every day. You appreciate it. So are you, bro, for being here and making our channel spectacular. I can't thank you enough, dude. Here we go. Until further notice, the Philadelphia Eagles are reigning Super Bowl champs. Means dick to Big Sills. I'm in a good mood because my Hurricanes. How you doing? Hey, message to John McMullen. UM can't get any love. They beat Notre Dame. Then they beat a team that hung 40 on Notre Dame. I don't know what else to tell you, John. It's not a beauty pageant. It's a resume contest. Okay? It's the NFC. No one cares. It's the Little League. Well, that Little League team beat the fucking doorknobs off of you, the Denver Broncos. And then the Liam Cohen-led Jaguars went up there and beat them by 2 TDs. How you doing? So Miami beats Notre Dame and A&M, and they still don't get love. I don't. And they go into their park, and they end up doing it. Notre Dame, one of the greatest things over the weekend, though, for me, was watching all the Notre Dame whiners. We're better. We could have beat both teams. Wait a minute. Miami did beat both teams. Miami did. It beat Notre Dame and A&M. We could have beat both teams. You know how it is. I'm like, wait a minute. It's a resume test, kid. It's a resume test, not a beauty contest on who's playing the best. I mean, we even know that in the NFL. The difference between the NFL playoffs and college football, you're picked to go to the college football playoffs. When you're in the NFL, you win yourself into the playoffs. How you doing? Miami beats both teams. Notre Dame's still crying. We could have beat both these teams. Unfortunately, you didn't. Miami did. Okay? Way I gauge the 2025 season, I have eyes. Team has never been as good as the Jalenites fanboys make it out to be. And never as bad Sills makes it sound to get you all in an uproar. Now, wait a minute here. I'm not saying that your football team's bad. You won 10 games. I asked Xander how he feels about his football team. You know what he said? I feel pretty good. Well, I feel pretty good about Seattle, the Rams. I'll tell you what, I'm getting more and more confidence in that Bears team that fucking ran you over. By the way, you really think that Vic Fangio is going to make adjustments to running you over? Like what? Let me give you a little reminder on what you guys did to teams a year ago. There wasn't no adjustments when Mike Tyson gets in the ring and beats you up. There's no answer to that. Players versus plays. Hey, 281 yards is not an outlier, douchebag. That's called getting run the fuck over. Run over. 146 yards is an outlier. 300 yards is not an outlier. That's getting killed. Murdered. What are you going to do? Slow him down to 150 yards? Bro, when you don't have the horses to stop the run, okay? I don't care what kind of scheme you come up with. A year ago, the Philadelphia Eagles went like this. We're going to run here. And there's nothing you can do about it. And we're going to run you over. You were complex in offense. You just ran people over. That's what the Bears are going to do again. They're going to run you over. Oh, but Vic will make the adjustments. Vic can make all the adjustments you have. If you don't have run stoppers, you're going to get run over again. How you doing? Okay. Get this. Number 5 rush offense got less than 100 yards. Bro, that was a divisional game that they were playing on Saturday. And Ben Johnson did a spectacular job. They ran you over. Stop thinking you're like the other teams. They ran you over. You struggled all year long stopping the run. All year long. Exactly. Caleb Williams is already better as a talent than Hurts. Okay? The Commanders got less than 100 yards. The Commanders. By the way, the Commanders had the fucking lead at halftime versus your vaunted offense and your vaunted defense. I mean, give me a break. Reality. Earth to people and glazed donuts. If I were the game planner, I would have Tank Bigsby more involved in the run game, similar to the Bears attack with Swift. Hey, Gainwell looked Gainwell. Oh, by the way, I got it here. I was going to save this nugget. So I talked to Alfredo Roberts, the tight end coach, and Carl Dunbar, who are coaches on that coaching staff who were teammates of mine. You know what they said about Kenny Gainwell? Kenny Gainwell was offered a contract in Philadelphia. Xander, make sure you get our friends here with this. Kenny Gainwell was offered a contract to come back because the coaches liked him. Gainwell didn't want to come back to Philadelphia because that offense doesn't take advantage of his skill set on being able to catch the football out of the backfield, because that's not what Philly does. And he wanted to go to an offense that would utilize throwing the football to him a little bit more than what they did in Philadelphia. So the shit that we talked about, players wanting to come and play, is exactly what we said. Gainwell didn't want to come back to Philly. It was Gainwell that didn't want to come back. The Eagles offered him a contract, and he basically took the same money almost in Pittsburgh because he knew the quarterback and the skill of the offense was not going to utilize what his skill set is, and he wanted out. So he wanted another opportunity. Why is that? Not to win a ring. He wanted to go so he can get paid. You don't go to Pittsburgh and leave Philly because you want to win a ring. You go to Pittsburgh because you want to get paid. Exactly what I fucking told you. Gainwell could have had better chances of winning a ring in Philly. That's not why he chose to go to Pittsburgh. He chose to go to Pittsburgh because they promised him that they were going to make him more of a weapon inside the offense by getting the ball to him, because that's what Aaron Rodgers does. When Aaron Jones was up in Green Bay, they said they're going to utilize him the same way in the passing game that they used Aaron Jones. Carl Dunbar and Alfredo Roberts told me that this morning. I congratulated those guys on winning their 9th game. And both those guys who were teammates of mine both said, and I asked them about Gainwell. Gainwell didn't want to go back to Philly. It's not that he didn't like Philly. He hates the offense. And again, end of story. He's a better football player in Pittsburgh because they're utilizing his skill set. And he wants to get paid. That's a fact. He basically signed for almost the same money that he was making in Philly. Why would he leave? He wants to make more money. And he wants to utilize the skill he has. Catching the football out of the backfield. End of story. He didn't want to stay in Philly because he knew he'd never get paid. I mean, no shade, just facts. And hey, by the way, he's got 2 NFC title rings and he's got a Super Bowl ring. Congratulations. Now he wants to go get a bag of money. And he's going to. Players don't want to play in Philly that are skilled players. Why would they? They're not getting numbers. As long as they have Barkley in Philly, they'll never have skilled wide receivers. Shit, A.J. Brown doesn't want to stay here. He can't wait for this season to end. Sills, our running back, too, still doesn't get utilized. What do you mean? Fuck, dude, your number 3 wide receiver doesn't get utilized. I mean, they don't even – how many plays has the number 3 receiver had all year? 30? Gainwell is leading receiver in Pittsburgh. Not a shocker. That's what that guy does best. I didn't know he was that good. Pittsburgh thought he would be that good, and that's why they wanted him. Same money. Same money. Hey, dude, do you think I'm going to sit here and fucking suck up to you because you want me to kiss your ass on your fucking takes for your glazed donut team? Is that what you fucking think? I mean, you're an idiot. Come on, Sills. It's not having Barkley. It's the ability of the quarterback. Both. Sills, you run for 150 plus, you beat the Bills. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. We're going to look at them. Yes, kiss our ass, Sills. We're champs. You got a hat and a t-shirt. Congratulations to you. Hope it goes a long way. You cover this team, clown. We pay your bills. No, you don't. JAKIB does. He pays my fucking bills, but JAKIB. I don't. Hey, I'm loyal to them. I'm not loyal to Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you think? I'm WIP? Appreciation Day? Appreciation Day is like ass-kissing day. So it's ass-kissing day because you know why? They had to make up for the conversation on benching Jalen Hurts. That's why they had to do that, because the Eagles probably stepped on their dick a little bit and were a little pissed off about benching the quarterback conversation. So now they're ass-kissing. We never at all, this channel never in any way ever was a fan of benching Jalen Hurts. Hey, and for the record, you guys are fucking idiots about this Josh Elliott or Jake Elliott deal on benching that kicker in week 17. What are you, fucking dumb? You're riding that broken down pony the rest of the way out into the Super Bowl. Week 17, you're making a change? Fucking stupid. Let's see how Mr. Head and Shoulders Carter plays after these the Terminator injections. Better not see him getting blown out of there and controlling his gap. I agree with you, brother. So is everybody sleeping on the 49ers? I watch them every weekend, and they're quietly getting their stuff together. If we play them in round one, right, I'll tell you something. That's one of the greatest coaching jobs in the entire year this year by Kyle Shanahan. He didn't have his quarterback for half the season. He lost Nick Bosa for the entire season, and he lost Fred Warner for the entire season. And they still won 10 games. That's a hell of a job. Backup quarterback, backup linebacker, backup edge rusher. You lost the former defensive player of the year. That's a heck of a coaching job. Okay? Heck of a coaching job. Usually when that shit happens, most of the time, that football team ends up tanking. 49ers playing better because they don't have Ayuk in the locker room. And they don't even have Brandon Ayuk. And they're still fucking winning games. Tonight will be an interesting game against that Colts team. Colts have to win or it's completely over with. No limit. No one wants Tucker. Justin Tucker's out there. Huh? Oh, my God, no way. That owner would never go down that lane. No way. And nor would some of you liberals in Philadelphia go down that lane on having Justin Tucker on that football team. My God almighty. Especially off that guy on cross-dressing broad. That cross-dressing broad guy, he'd be all over the fact that, oh, my God, how could you sign a guy like that? Who gives a shit? If he's been cleared and he can play, put his ass in there. That was the same dickhead that was saying that Matt Araiza was guilty, and he wasn't. He was exonerated 1,000%. Now he's kicking for the Chiefs. By the way, got himself an AFC championship ring last year. One of the top punters in the game. NFC West, best division in the game right now. I'll tell you what. Remember, Big Sil's bold prediction. Let me take a look at something here. How are my Chargers doing? Chargers are at 11-4. Broncos are at 12-3. Woo, doogie. My Chargers may still win the fucking AFC West. How you doing? I hate to say it, but I'm going to watch out for the Jags. Liam Cohn has done a great job with that team. He has absolutely done a spectacular job with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember, Jacksonville doesn't have a culture. Okay? Sills is in the Epstein files. I know that picture with me and your mom I'm sorry that your mom was in that picture with me on Epstein Island. So, I mean, hey, I was a little embarrassed when I saw the picture of your mom and me sitting there at Epstein Island having a Mai Tai. So, I mean, I apologize. Philly special. I didn't really want that picture out, but when your mom wanted the Mai Tai, I had to fucking give her the Mai Tai, and then they snapped a picture of me, and I didn't realize that I would be in the Epstein file. So, you're right. Fucking A, man. I'm sorry about that. I brought shame to my family having your mom and me with a picture at Epstein Island. Good for you, man. Dan, you do realize he was playing behind a 2,000-yard running back that was the MVP and in the MVP race and got paid. Who's not going to want to play behind that? You're not getting no bum. Hey, you're not getting no burn. What are you talking about? Dan, you do realize he was playing behind a 2,000K running back that was in the MVP conversation and got paid. Who would you want to play behind that you're not getting no burn? I'm not sure what that means, my friend. Help me out here and I'll repost it here. Okay? For Barkley having a bad year, he's still 9th overall in rushing. Not bad for an off year. Off year? That's who he is. 49ers also lost in the first round, or lost their first pick. That's right, to an ACL injury. Kenny Gainwell, I got it. Got it now. Thanks, dude. Let's see here. Did Sills just admit being on the island? Of course, glazed donut. Anything that's said on the air, glazed donut. Man, I'll tell you, you're a candidate for CNN, bro. They say anything out there, man. You'll believe anything, won't you? Hey, Don. Sills, how about Derrick Henry, the fumble king going into the Hall of Fame? How about them not giving him the football for the last 12 minutes of that game? You got to ask yourself if the coach needs to be changed out. Let's see something here. Let's see here. Derrick Henry, what did he do in that ball game? Just as shits and giggles. I just want to see what my boy did here. King fucking Henry. Let's see what he did in that ball game here. Let's see. Derrick Henry, 128 yards and 7 yards a carry at 32 years of age and 2 tutties. Let's see what my boy's on pace for this year. How you doing? Not bad. He's on pace for 1,500 yards. It'll mark just the first time in pro football history that a back went 5 times over 1,500 yards in his Hall of Fame career. Hey, you doing? Hey, get this. You're right. He did fumble. At least he doesn't suck like Barkley this year. I know. He's put the ball on the ground. He has. There's no doubt about it. But he don't suck. Derrick Henry don't suck. Derrick Henry's still averaging 5 yards a clip. Your guy's at 3.5? How you doing? What's that? So, Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's going to get a Hall of Fame ring. Super Bowl ring doesn't mean you're better. Henry's superior to Barkley. King fumble. In what way, Steve, was he better? In what metric? Anywhere. Tell me. As a football player, where's he better? Because he had the 1 year? Derrick Henry's had 3 of those years. 3 of those years. He's never done that. Oh, and by the way, when Saquon was being asked early to carry the ball for 300 times, he couldn't do it. I got you, Steve. I'm with you, bro. We're boys, man. Derrick Henry's a 300 carry machine. Barkley's done it once, and now he's broken down like a little baby calf with a bad hoof. He did have a great game this past weekend. I'll give them kudos on that. It was good to see him after contact. That's kind of where, and one of the things I did take away from the Commander game. Still showed me rings don't mean anything. Not when you're a player. In the NFL, you have no bearing on rings. It's a team sport. That's the general manager's responsibility to put the best players on the roster to give you the best chance to win those rings. This is not an individual sport. That's why the rings don't matter. Anybody can win a ring. If you're on a good football team, here, Fred Johnson can win one. So you're telling me because Fred Johnson has a ring, he's better than Anthony Munoz? So wait, Fred Johnson's better than Anthony Munoz because he has a ring? He's better? He moves the goalpost every time to make his point. No, things change every week. Points are and reference points are changed because of players. 2 weeks ago, your city wanted to bench Hurts. Now, you think Hurts is having a great year. I didn't change the metric. You did. I never changed my point on him. I've never. Players change the narrative. I don't. I guess Hurts is better than Dan Marino since that's what some of the fucking idiots in here think. That Jalen Hurts is like better than Warren Moon or threw the ball better than Jim Kelly, who, by the way, we're going to get on this week. Oh, tomorrow, if you guys could do me a favor, we're going to get and check in with our friend Bernie Kosar. You be all right with that? So we'll talk to Bernie. Bernie had a liver transplant. I believe and Coach is going to join us tomorrow too. Coach Jason Brown's going to join us tomorrow. So we're going to be doing that. Sills, you thought Hurts was having a great year, first 5 games this year. No. What I said was, I think you're winning games because of the guy in the first 5 games. But that was Liars Month. You got yourself through it. And after that, again, like I said, you've been 6-5 since September. 6-5 since this. Am I right when I say that? Let me double check. We want to be accurate here. So let's take a look here. Are you guys 6-5 since September? Let me see. There we go. There's September. Let's see. There's October. Let's see how many games you won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're 6-5. You've beaten 2 winning teams in that time frame. 2 winning teams. And you haven't played a starting quarterback in a month. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't disagree, Sills, but Henry has a fumbling issue. This year he does. He does. I've seen it too. I agree. And he's hurt them, especially at the beginning of the year when they played Buffalo. That wasn't very good. No question. No question about it. I also say this to you. Let me say this to you, man, about Lamar Jackson. Somebody in here tell me something. How old is Lamar Jackson? How old is Lamar? Anybody? Anybody know? He's 28. Is that right? He's 28. I don't know about you, man. That Super Bowl window in Baltimore looks like it's slammed shut. He's always hurt. Can't stay healthy. He's not smarter than Hurts when he plays and sees the game. And it's cost him. Bro, I think that Super Bowl window for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore is closing quickly, if not closed already. This guy can't stay fucking healthy. And as I've always said, that's one thing that's not true. That guy is not soft. Say it, Dak, Jerry Jones, and Dallas Cowboys are eliminated. Thanks for the super, brother. Let me ask you this here. So what is it now? He's got a backbone issue or something in his back. He's got a back issue now. He had to leave the game. And Tyler Huntley goes in. They don't give Derrick Henry the ball for 12 minutes of that football game. You think Tyler Huntley's going to win a football game for you? Man, you got to ask a question about John Harbaugh. and also about Lamar Jackson. One of those guys may have to go. I don't know, man. I'm just like, Hurts is smarter than Lamar. Okay? He's smarter. He sees the game better than him. He's not near as talented, but he's a smarter player. Just like, remember, I've said this before. Aaron Rodgers is by far a more skilled player than Tom Brady. But he ain't a better quarterback than Tom Brady. He sees the game better. Jalen gets down. He wants to play the next play. Lamar doesn't. He's too reckless. That guy's not built like Josh Allen. He's just not. And I don't know. That thing don't look good right now in Baltimore. And here's the significant thing in Baltimore. Their defense sucks. I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that window that they had there with that guy when he was playing like exceptional football, it don't look promising because I don't see any consistency right now. I don't know. Man, if you're Steve Bisciotti, the owner of the team, you got to ask yourself, what do we need to do here? Because we need to start putting better players around that guy, or at least get a better defense, because that thing looks not very good right now. I see Hurts stumbling with a concussion, wanting to stay in the game while Lamar gets a little boo-boo and runs off the field. I think Jalen plays through injuries. I do. Dude, toughness has never been my issue with him. My issue is just limitations in the passing game. Oh, hey, by the way, Kellen Moore, you're fucking kicking ass. You're fucking kicking ass. You got some fucking nobody quarterback. 10 days ago, they had 2 wins. They got 5 now. And by the way, they got nothing to play for. I mean, and they're getting better and better and better and better every fucking week with that shitty roster. Is to improve that football team. But here's the thing. How many times have you seen teams, look at the Cowboys. They got everything in front of them to play for, and they can't get the job done. The Saints had nothing to fucking play for, and they've won 4 straight. That's a fucking hell of a coaching job. That's building a culture. I mean, that's fucking great. That thing is a sewer when he took over the Saints. And they're winning. I mean, look, they got, bro, most teams, like you saw with the Raiders, they had their U-Hauls packed. The fucking Saints are playing every week. Guys are playing for their jobs. That's a fucking great job of coaching. He knew when he took that job, it could easily be the worst job in pro football. Well, he's turning it around. Get this. No, he shouldn't be tanking. How the fuck are you going to be? Oh, wait a minute. So let's get this right on tanking. I want to show you why this guy's so off base. Do you remember, Xander, do you remember the Dolphins tanking for Tua? Tanking for Tua. What the Dolphins did. It's tank for Tua. So let's fast forward 5 years, 6 years. You have gotten a coach fired, soon another coach fired, a general manager fired, draft picks that you were given by the Niners because they wanted to move up so they could draft Trey Lance, and you did dick with them. And you haven't won a playoff game, and you haven't won a playoff game in 10 fucking years. So what was this last 6 years for? Nothing. You tanked for nothing. And this guy wants to tank. For what? You're not guaranteed, dick. Tank for what? Don't tank. Build culture. Build your culture. Build your football team. Build the inside and the foundations of wanting to be a football program that is concerned about winning fucking football games. Okay, you tanked for Tua for nothing. It got you dick, dude. It was 6 years of wasted football. You tanked for Tua, and it led to nothing. No, and it led to benching him and Quinn Ewers quarterbacking. Yeah, okay. Nice move. How do the Eagles go into the playoffs with Elliott? They have to. He is next to last in field goal percentage. It's week 17. What do you think you're doing? Dude, teams don't fucking panic. They don't do that. You're out of your mind if you think all of a sudden you're going to. Now, listen, I didn't think about Justin Tucker. I didn't think about that. Justin Tucker's a better kicker than fucking Jake Elliott. He is a better kicker. I mean, but again, too many liberal diehards in Philadelphia for something like that. Me, I might think of that. I mean, Justin Tucker, one of the greatest field goal, but he was struggling also in Baltimore last year. Manning is not coming out. He's going back to Austin. And he's going back to Texas. Yeah. He also got legal problems. He does? I thought that this suspension's been lifted. He can sign with anybody now. Kicker tryouts at the link. Not happening. Philadelphia has a lot of Tuggy Sports for Justin Tuck. They are not going to make a big change. I don't know why people don't understand that. It's too late in the season. Correct. You got to run through the tape with this, man. Hurricane offense sure does look like trash. Yeah, well, they were the number one defensive football. Who was the number 8? Xander, am I right when I say that? Let me type this in here to Senorita's fucking ignorant take again. Who had the top rated defense in the SEC in 2025? Let's see. They were third. Texas A&M was third in defense. Third, I believe. They were third in the SEC. Their defense is better than Ohio State's. We'll be all right. And we went into that place and held that thing down to 2 yards of carry. My boy, Reuben Bain, who I gave a lot of love to over the weekend, he said, Sills, thanks, man. And I told him this. Bro, you remind me of Will Anderson Jr. You keep it up. You're better than Abdul Carter. You're going to be like better than Michael Parsons. This guy is going to be in that room with Will Anderson. He get this, the offensive tackle talked shit on him. And I got a nice video that I posted that he sent me. He said, fuck that guy. Fuck A&M. He had 10 tackles and 3 sacks on him and a blocked field goal in the game. How you doing? Yeah. And I told him, keep it up, kid. Keep the shit talking too. If I were them, I'd talk so much shit on Ohio State, you wouldn't believe. Your ears would be burning. If that were me going into that game, oh my God. I'd be calling them out left and right. And left and right. Can't even win your own fucking conference. By the way, just to give John McMullen a little insight, Miami didn't get to the conference championship game because they had some stupidity when it came to the tiebreaker. Instead of going with the highest ranked teams to get into the championship game, the ACC's got some sort of bullshit way of putting teams in there. And that's why they had Virginia and Duke in that stupid thing. It was the dumbest tiebreaker. They're going to can that, and they're going to go highest rated. Fucking ridiculous. Miami didn't get in there because of tiebreaker. It's not because they didn't belong in there, which they would have won. Who cares? Tucker wants. Hey, listen. Corporate B pump. Hooky. Go back and look at those losses, including the Bears game. Critical missed field goals. How about this too, Pump? They gave him a mulligan and he still fucking missed it. It's called the yips, like a putter. That guy's got the yips. Sills, do you think the Bama tight end, that kid is a great-looking player? Hey, I'll tell you this. I like that kid Fanning for the Browns. That kid from Bowling Green, the quarterback coach that you guys have in Philly, who was the head coach, that kid Fanning can play. Miami sucks. Ohio State, Texas Tech defenses are better. Really? Well, tell that to A&M and Notre Dame. Bye. Notre Dame, we would have beat both teams. Well, Miami did beat both teams. Reality. Over here. Winning matters. Winning matters. Big Mike. Okay. Let's see here. You love stats. Look it up. Stats? They're called trends, douchebag. Sills is avoiding talking about the Bills and Texans. They struggled to win against awful teams. You were losing to the fucking Commanders. Losing to the Commanders at half. Losing, and you weren't really playing bad ball. When Mariota went down, you were... No. It wasn't for a quarter. It was the half. You were down at the half. Holy piss. How you doing? You got to love these cornholes. Holy cow. Glazed donut. I mean, haven't played a fucking... You guys haven't played. You haven't played a starting quarterback in a month. And glazed donuts. Holy cow. You got to love it, man. Let me double check this here. Yep, Washington had the lead at the half, 10-7. With Marcus Mariota. Yeah, Marcus Manimoto was the quarterback of the team, and you were down by 3 going into the half. Marcus Mary Manhole. and you guys were down. Yeah, I took a lot away from that. Hey, you didn't play that bad of football, and you were still losing. Sills, this was a typical Eagle game. Turned it on in the second half? No. This was a standard Eagle game, not playing 4 quarters of football. That's a standard Eagle game. I hear these guys on Birds 365 going, hey, the Eagles, I don't fear anybody going into a game. Well, I don't know. When's the last time you played a 4-quarter football game against a good team? When was that? When do you guys think you played 4 quarters? Let me take a look at the season. So let's hold on here. I got to get the pump. Sills, why these dudes bring up other games when it took us 4 quarters to pull away from the Josh Johnson-led Redskins? Talking too tough, man. How about this? Corporate B pump. Let's see when the Eagles have played a let's go here. Here's the Eagles here. You play 4 quarters against the Cowboys in game 1? No. Chiefs? No. Rams? Absolutely not. Buccaneers? No. The losses? Clearly no. Vikings? Yes. Vikings. Giants? 2? Yes. This is 4 quarters of football. Packers, no. Lions, no. Bears, no. Chargers, no. Cowboys, no. You had a 21-point lead and lost it. Raiders, yeah. Commanders, no. So, Vikings, Raiders, and Giants, 2. You guys have played 4 quarters of football. The rest of them, you haven't. Josh Allen will have a John Elway career. He'll win late in his career, right before retirement. I love that take. But to me, the Buffalo Bills let him down by not having good front office people. They need a really good GM in there, and they need a better head coach. That's where the Eagles are killing Josh Allen. They haven't really added great players to that team. We're going to look at the Bills here in a minute. By the way, guys, please hit the like button. We appreciate all of you in here. Thank you. Okay? Seals, what team is playing 4 quarters of football? Difficult to do. I think the Rams. I think Seattle. But I haven't been impressed with any team this year. None. Bills have a top 3 running back in the league right now. Yeah. Let's take a look at wide receivers, who the Bills have. We're going to look at the Bills in a minute. By the way, Bears, I don't think the Bears have played 4 quarters of football. I think they're getting better, though. So let's take a look at that. That's a great way to go into our next topic here. Hit the like button, guys. So let's go here. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. NFL. Let's go down. Let's go to running back. And right now, the Buffalo Bills have the number 1 running back in pro football, and James Cook. Holy cow, what's he on pace for? 1,800 yards. That's fabulous. So James Cook, number 1. Okay. Let's take a look at wide receivers. Let's see where they are. Let's see. Buffalo. Got to be one up here higher. Let's see. Buffalo. They have the 40th ranked wide receiver and Shakir. And they have, let's see, who's the other one? We have to go down further. Okay. Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid, number 66. Okay. One more. Let's see. Where else? There isn't anybody. They only have 2 wide receivers that are ranked in the top 100. And they start at 40 and 66. So let's look at the Eagles here. Wide receivers. Philadelphia Eagles. Philly. A.J. Brown, number 13. Let's see. Next guy. Devontae Smith, 14. 13 and 14 versus 40 and 66. Okay? Let's take a look at Barkley running the ball, where he is. Saquon Barkley right now running the football is what? Barkley is 9th in rushing. Okay. So you get the 9th best running back 14th and 13th receivers. Allen's got the number one running back, and they've got receivers that are in the 50s and 60s. That's who he's throwing to. He doesn't have receivers. As I've told you, Allen doesn't have playmakers at wide receiver. So these Jalenites keep bringing up Josh and Justin in every argument, like they're not throwing to Khalil Shakir and a dude named Ladd. Like what the fuck? Oh, no doubt. They don't have athletes in Buffalo. There's no wideouts up there in Buffalo. They're limited. They got a tight end and one wideout in the top 100. Don't make it sound like Josh Allen's got fucking superstars up there. I'm sorry, but why do we penalize Hurts for having a complete team and feel sorry for Burrow and Allen and Jackson when they clearly choose to re-sign with the teams that has been operating the same since the 80s? Help me here. Nobody's penalizing them. You penalize those players by not performing. I'm not penalizing Hurts. You penalize Allen and Burrow for not winning when Jalen has great front office around him. You're the ones that penalize those guys. You're the ones that says that Dak is not this or that, Burrow's not this, or that your quarterback for some way. You don't have to be exceptional to get to a Super Bowl to play the quarterback position. I know he's a tight end. They have one wideout in the top 100 in Buffalo. I know that. Okay? I thought Allen was so elite that he didn't need great wideouts. He doesn't. Allen is the best complete quarterback. Burrow's the best pure passer. Correct. What's the lie? We just say that you glaze the quarterback on the Bills because the quarterback on the Bills, they've got one of the cheapest offenses in pro football. There's not one football player on that offense outside the running back that's anywhere near the top 40 players in the game. Nowhere. I thought Allen could overcome all this. I never said he could. I don't believe Josh Allen could win 4 games in a row with that roster. I don't believe that. So if he has to go through the wild card, I don't believe he can do that. Jalen Hurts can play like shit, and they can win. Allen can't. End of story. Eagles have one of the cheapest defenses and still perform. Stop giving it. See? Excuses. You've played. Get this here too, folks. You want to see what a glazed donut this is? This guy's saying that they are performing against non-starting quarterbacks in the NFL for the last month. And this guy's going to try to let you believe that the Eagle defense, and the last time they played against 2 good defenses, the Chargers and the Bears, you got fucking worked over offensively. The Chargers and the Bears worked you over. What are you talking about? You haven't played a starting quarterback in a month. Freaking Tyler Shavers and William Disley. Like, dudes, these Jalenites think their Messiah is still tossing to Rager and JJ. Absolutely. These guys think you're still fucking throwing to those bums, Jalen Rager. Allen's throwing to those dudes. Eagles defense will cease to be cheap as of next year. Yeah, which is going to affect your offense. Our defense is ranked number 3. It is not ranked number 3. It's 22. Dart went for 33 yards yesterday and almost lost. They have no talent in New York. Yo, Z, give me something other than glazed donuts to run with. I'm getting diabetes over here. All these glazed. Seal still glazes the defense after beating the Raiders. Because what they're doing here's why I'm going to glaze down at the Eagle defense. They're improving with dog shit players in certain positions. I think Adoree Jackson's actually played pretty decent for the last month. I think that your edges are getting better. Hunt's getting better. Jalen Hunt's getting better. I think your linebackers, by the way, what's the latest on the Kobe hurt Dean? Anything? Is he hurt again? You can have him. It's all good. I have no interest in the Kobe Dean. No interest. Zero interest. Missed the first half of the season. Now he's banged up again. That won't get better. Let's see here. I just want you to have consistent. Hoss, consistent standard? I knew Jalen winning a ring wouldn't be enough for you. Well, winning a ring is a team accomplishment. What's that got to do with his ability? Jalen Hurts couldn't have won game defense made play in the charge. Not sure where we're going there, but all good. I think Campbell should take over for Dean. They're not playing him a lot of reps. Now you're saying no to Dean. Last week, you were like, find a way. I never said find a way to keep him. That's an absolute fucking lie. Find a way to keep him? I said maybe they try. Not me. I've never said that. I've never said I would bring him back. That's other people saying that. I said maybe they may try to find a way. Maybe you put him on a cheaper contract because the guy's always hurt. Okay, whatever. Okay, I would never bring back a guy who's fucking injured like the way Nakobe Dean is injured. Ever, ever. Let's make a statement here on December 22nd. I would never bring Nakobe Dean back fucking ever. Okay? There. That won't change. Timestamp it to whatever you want to put it. Tattoo it to your asses. I would never bring a guy back who's always fucking hurt. Okay? Exactly. I mean, no. You have selective hearing. It's selective hearing. Can't bring that guy back. He's always hurt. Always. Nakobe Dean will never play an NFL full season in Philly. We said that when he came here, he would never play a full season. Do you remember that? We drafted him injured out of college. Correct. All right. So let's go here about Buffalo. By the way, guys, Xander will join us at the bottom of the hour, and then we will have our friend Gary Cobb at 4:30. Here's who the Buffalo Bills are. Here's the Bills, and I would say this. First, let's start here. Do the Philadelphia Eagles rest players this week? Should you rest players? Come on. Come this weekend, you'll be stuffing your pie hole with crawl once again. Goalpost sills will need moving. That's because your team plays so inconsistent. I hope they could fucking have a goalpost that doesn't move. Hurts is a dual threat quarterback. He's not all world arm talent, that's for sure. He's who we have now in this era. It is what it is. So why can't we just embrace it? You are. He's got a no trade. You can't do anything with that guy. You've never heard me say bench him. I've never said bench that guy. Okay? Stanford is throwing to guys named Mumford and Justin to a guy named Lambert. That kid in Seattle is fucking great, Pump. I mean, Sam Darnold is just fucking killing it up there. He really is. I mean, that guy Smith can play, man. I mean, these dudes are loony. They're fucking crazy. These guys have first-rate talent. First-rate talent in Philly. And they got a shitty offense. No, Sills, we have to play to try to win the 2 seed. It matters. It does. All right. So you don't rest anybody this week, right? You don't rest anybody. All right. Well, here's who Buffalo is offensively. Buffalo, third-ranked offense in pro football. They are the third best offense in pro football. They're number 12 in passing. They're number 1 in running. One thing you do horribly, and boy, I'll tell you what, this goes to John McMullen and a little bit to Xander. All right. So if you think that 281 yards against the Bears was a one-off, we're about to find out this week. You're going to find out this week. Because they run the ball better than Chicago. You want me to glaze donut you? You stop that run, and you stop them under 100 yards? Woo! You'll get nothing but glazed donut. You'll get the ultimate glaze. Nice green, Kelly green, massive glazing. Put a little umbrella on it if you want. Little Santa Claus, little like sprinkles, little Santa Claus sprinkles on it. If you like chocolate sprinkles, I do. I'm all good. We'll sprinkle up that glazed donut. We're going to find out. We're going to see what your backside's made of. You and your Jordan Davis running and run stopping. Chicago Bears didn't throw the ball for over 100 yards. And they beat the fuck out of you up front. Oh, and it's in their building. We're going to have a nice baker's dozen. I'll put it right over here, and I'll say, Eagle fans, you get yourself glazed donuts, and you get the ability to have a glazed donut against number 1 running tack in pro football. We're going to find out what you're made of. And we're going to find out if the Bear game was real or if it was a one-of. We're about to test that theory. We're about to test that theory. How you doing? What's that football? Oh, Jesus. They got a running attack where they're running the ball at 6 yards a clip? Damn. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. The number 1 running attack in all of pro football. And that's what you're running into this weekend. Vic better get Jalen Carter back and shit. Get this. Allen's 0-2. We'll see. Yeah, Justin Herbert's 2-0. Justin Herbert then owns the Eagles. That's my new favorite one. Herbert owns you. He's 2-1. He's 2-0. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites? Woo! What's that? Defending champs or underdogs heading up there to old Buffalo? Get the fuck out of here. Glazed donut. This is a perfect week for Sills because his favorite donut is going against Fangio's defense. So put your Allen donut jersey on. No excuses for Bills. No excuses for you. You're the ones that can't stop the run. You're the ones that got ran over for 300 yards. it's either going to be, well, that was just not really who they are, or they go about to get fucked up this weekend. We're going to find out. Yeah. Let me double check that. Buffalo Bills #1 ranked rushing offense in pro football. That can't be. Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a look at that. Let me see how many yards rushing, too. Look at James Cook. Leads the NFL in rushing. Where's Allen on that list? Let's see here. How many yards does Allen have rushing? Shit, Allen's got to be up on this list somewhere too, right? Oh, Jesus. So Josh Allen's got 552 yards rushing at 5.3 yards a clip and 5 touchdowns. And he's the #1 rushing quarterback in pro football. And Cook has got, so they got 2,000 rushing yards going into this game against that defense. Well, all right. So let's see how many yards that. Where's Allen when it comes to passing? See where my boy is. Damn, Allen's got 3,500 yards passing. Man, and 500 rushing. Glazed donut. Woo! That's what I'm fucking talking about. This is a mouthpiece game. Better put that mouthpiece in, man. We're going to play some football. 60 minutes, man. We're going to find out who the tougher guy is. I freaking love games like this. #1 rushing attack. We're the Philadelphia Eagles in run defense. Let's take a look at that. Where are those Eagles? Let's take a look at this here. Where are the Eagles right now in run defense? Let's take a look here. Rush defense. Rushing defense. Where are the Eagles? Eagles are 23rd against #1. Woo! Woo! Yes, sir. We're going to find out. I, Dan Sileo, on December 22nd, proclaim it is Glazed Donut Day. If the Philadelphia Eagles stuff the Bills and stop the running attack that the Chicago Bears ran you over. I will say, hey, Chicago is just a blip on the screen. When I get, who's the #1 rushing attack? I mean, where are the Bears in running? Let's see where the Bears, I bet you they're #2. Bears. Let's see here. Let's see the Bears. Where are they in rushing? They got to be high. That Bear rushing attack. Bears are #2. So wait a minute. Bears are #2 running the ball, and the Bills are #1 running the ball. This is like Chicago. The only difference, Allen's better than Caleb Williams. Shit, just see what you're getting here. Over at WIP, you're getting Jalen Hurts Appreciation Day. What you're getting here is you're getting a lesson. And I'm saying, I'll give you Vic Fangio Appreciation Day if Vic stops that Bills running attack. Vic Fangio Appreciation Day. We're about to find out if Chicago was a phony game or real. Because if a team can run the ball again on you like Chicago did, you ain't doing dick in the playoffs. If Vic addresses it and they stop it, well, you about to get killed. Scoring. Bills are 4th. Sills, what's more likely? Eagles stop Bills running attack or Jake the Skank Elliott missing field goals? In Buffalo in the win? That's a good one. Because I think Vic could. This is going to take all of Vic's superpowers. Because he's going against Superman. Yeah, Superman this weekend. I'll take Skank Elliott missing field goals in the wind. In Buffalo. By the way, it's supposed to be frosty weather up there in Orchard Park, too. It's supposed to be frosty weather. Frosty. Frosty weather. Frosty. Frosty weather. They're 8th in red zone. And they're 4th and 3rd down. You mean they have sustained drives? And the Eagles don't get off the field? Oh, wait, you haven't played a quarterback in a month. How would we know? Okay? Here's their issues, and here's something to keep an eye on. By the way, they got a better defense than you. They're 12th total. They're 2nd against the pass. Huh. That's a fraud. That's a fake number, though. You know why? Here's where you're going to have a Saquon Barkley day. But here's where you're going to have to be patient in play calling. The Buffalo Bills are 30th. Let's take a look at something, okay? What were the Bears in rushing defense? The Bears in rushing defense heading into that game versus you. Rushing defense. Chicago Bears. Bears are 23rd. They were 23rd. The Bills are 30th. If Saquon Barkley can't run the football against the Buffalo Bills, I don't want to hear anybody talking to me about your run game ever again, unless it's with Hurts. We're going into week 17. This shit's over with. Okay? This shit's over with. Over with. I mean, right? Over with. It's over with. Still says it's fake stat because he's breaking down is Allen has no help take in real time. Name me a top flight all-star player that he plays with outside of Cook. Folks, name me one. That's a top 10 player. Devontae's a top 10. AJ's a top 10. Barkley's a top 10. Name me one. Cook. Then who? He says it's fake. Who? Excuses? No. It's fucking reality. Kincaid's the... You think Kincaid's the top? He's ranked 70th. No, wait. 66th. When it comes to pass catchers. Wait a minute. You pay both your tackles $30 million. Coleman. Oh my God. Glazed donut. Scoring. They're in the middle of the league. They're 16th. Glazed donut. We're about to find out if the Bear game is real. Hang on here. Woo! Here's what you get from guys like John and everyone else that covers the team. Bear game's not real. Erase it from your minds. No team's going to run for 280 yards on you. Well, we're about to find out. You get the best rushing attack in football coming at you. And what are they offensively? Oh, yeah. They're 4th in third down, which means what? long extended drives. And have you struggled, by the way, have you struggled with mobile quarterbacks this year? That'd be a yes. We're about to find out. Yes, sir. Oh, don't get killed up there too, please. Oh, no. No Nakobe Dean this week? Get out. No Dean and Carter? Against Josh Allen. No Dean and Carter. No. Will we? What's better, having a superstar player or a team rank? I would say having a great unit and having a great quarterback. Can you imagine this? What do you think Tagovailoa would do in that offense up in Buffalo with nobody on that team? Ain't no Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. Oh, Carter's playing. So this would be the first game in a month he's played? Okay. Heading up the nice frigid. Oh, Buffalo. Hey, Jordan Davis has played good football. Let's see here. C.J. Stroud struggled versus the Raiders, and you were behind at the half, struggling. Let me get this right. Rich. Hey, Richie, do you think you struggled in the first half against the Commanders? Yes or no? Against the backup, Marcus Mariota? Hey, Richie, did you struggle against the Commanders in the first half? Yes or no? No? You were behind 10-7. You didn't struggle either? Huh. I must have saw a different game. As a matter of fact, I even asked the guys in the postgame, how do you think they played in the first half? Remember Xander going, hey, they didn't play too poorly, and they were still behind. A divisional game versus a backup quarterback and a not very good football team. Wow. Glazed donut. No, Sills, the kicker missed 2 field goals. True. Special teams. Yes. Okay. Bro, no. All I did was they said that the Texans struggled against the Raiders. Well, you struggled against, and I put the context. They struggled against the Raiders. You struggled against Commanders. Eagles are shaving points. Refereeing in this NFL this year has been the worst. I couldn't tell who won that Steelers-Lions game. At the end of the game, I could have swore I heard the guy go, the touchdown was good. And when he said that, I went, holy shit, the Lions won. Then he goes, but there was this and that. And I'm like, I was so confused at the end of the Lions game, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Okay, I had no idea. So let me get this right. Allen struggled against the number 1 ranked defense in pro football. Yeah, that usually goes on there, Sue. Let me help you out on something. When you've got a guy on that side of the ball, and no matter how shitty their offense is, the Bills, the Browns are number 2 in defense, total defense in the NFL. Yeah, they do have a good unit. Just because the Browns offense blows, that doesn't mean the Browns defense does. It's actually a formidable group. And they're actually better than you, the Browns, on defense. Hey, Sue, do you think you have a better defense than the Cleveland Browns? Do you? The Cleveland Browns are a horrible football team. Sue, just curious. Do you think you have a better defense than the Cleveland Browns? Help me out there. That you have a better Sue, do you think you have a better defense than the Cleveland Browns? Do you believe that? This guy says down here, actually, yes. You believe getting 281 put on you and having teams that are good outrun you and a quarterback with a broken fucking hand. Wow. Okay. Merry Christmas, Dan. You're the only one making sense. This morning, WIP, I would have thought we were on a cruise control, toward the Super Bowl. I bet you were, man. Sills is reaching. Bro, you're not better than the Browns defense. You're better overall? No, you're not. No, you're not. Top-rated defenses in pro football. Browns are third. Chargers are 2. Hey, you think there's any coincidence that the fucking teams in the top 5, Chargers, Broncos, those 2 teams beat you and they're in the top 5 in defense? You think there's any coincidence to that? Chargers and the Broncos are in the top 5 in defense. Chargers are 2. Browns are 2. Of course not. Okay? Because they allowed less yards? Well, let's take a look and see if you're even accurate on that. Passing, the Browns are the number 1 ranked passing defense in football. Rush defense, the Browns are 13th. Scoring, get this, the Browns have won like 3 games, and they're still ranked 17th in scoring defense. You're ranked what in scoring defense? You're 5th with 10 wins. Third down. Here's another great stat. The Browns are 10th with 3 wins. 3 wins. And they're 10th in third down. Glazed donuts. Got to take a sip here before I get on here with everybody here. By the way, please hit the like button. You guys are great. Gary Cobb will join us at 4:30. Also tomorrow, like we said, Coach Josh Brown will join us tomorrow. That'll be at 3:30, I believe. We're also going to get Bernie Kosar on with us tomorrow. Jim Kelly's also going to step in, and we're going to talk with him here. All right. So I heard John McMullen today on Birds 365 say this. Nobody thinks what the by the way, we'll read super chats at the end of this here with Big Z. I heard this. That Bears game, that was just a one-of game. We're about to find out. Bills are number 1 in rushing offense. We're about to find out if that's real. We're about to find out. And I promise you, I get glazed donuts with all kinds of little sprinkles on it. And I will fucking come in here and go, you guys are right. Vic Fangio, holy shit, I can't believe it. The number 1 running attack is going to be slamming into that defense come Sunday. And Tom Brady's on the call. We got the big fish in there now. We're about to find out. Better put the double mouthpiece in for this one. Oh, and your run game? Hey, the Bills are 30th. Let's go, Barkley. A couple times hitting your head on the goalpost. I heard Xander and John McMullen going like this. Fucking Bears game. It means shit with that 281. All right. Let's find out. The top-ranked rushing team in pro football. Gee, I got to ask you something. Didn't the Eagles go all the way to the Super Bowl with the number one running attack last year in football with Barkley and Hurts and all that? Damn. All right. Without further ado, baby, you bet. A team that hasn't played a starting quarterback in a month. We are now all glazed up and ready to rock and roll. My man, Big Z, Xander Krause joins us now. Coming on epic games against the Commanders. I'm ready to rock and roll here, my friend. Let's go get it. And congratulations to you on winning the NFC East back-to-back.
Yeah, it's a great thing. What are you acting like you didn't accomplish something this weekend, Sills?
No, you did. Phenomenal. I think it's great. Hey, it all starts, like I said in the postgame. It all starts with the hat and the T-shirt. Then you move up from there. You know.
Agreed. But I think Nick Sirianni and Jalen deserve credit here. I mean, you know, when you have good success, the heads of the snake to me have to get credit. You know, and whatever you think of those two guys, I think those two, and then I'd put Howie at third. I think those are the three guys that deserve a lot of credit for how they've handled themselves. Vic obviously is a big part of the defense, but I'm pretty excited that the team won the division back to back. That's pretty dope, man. That's a good thing. It's a good place to start. Team still has a lot to fix, but you know, if they play their best football, I think everything's out in front of them. Sills, everything's out in front of them.
All right, so let's take a look at who you're giving credit to here. So let's go here from 2017. Let's take a look and we'll move forward from there. So since 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 division titles in 8 years. They have been to the playoffs how many times since 2017?
Why are you using 2017?
Because I'm going to make a point here in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And only the time they didn't make the playoffs would be 2020. There's only one consummate that has been from that time in 18 to today. You've had different quarterbacks. You've had different head coaches. You've had different staff members. You've had different people on the sidelines. There's only one guy in the building, bro. That's the consummate to that success. And that's the dude that you look upstairs and go like this, who needs a Tokyo phone book to look you in the eye. He's the only guy that's the consummate. So you want to give Hurts and Nick all that, and there's only been one guy who has had two different staffs, two different quarterbacks, actually 3 different quarterbacks, and a whole different coaching staff. And that guy's won, what is it? He's been to the playoffs 8 of the 9 years. They've won 6 division titles. They've won 2 Super Bowls and been there 3 times with a cast of different people. One guy has been in the room.
Well, I mean, if you want to, you know, if you're playing Madden, I agree. But
Madden, that's reality.
Jalen's the one on the field, not Howie Roseman. Nick Sirianni is the one coaching the team, not Howie Roseman. I mean, I get it. Howie's done an excellent job, but I don't think you can just use that to take away.
Well, who's put those players on the roster?
Yeah, Howie.
Bro, well, wait. The problem that I have with a lot of folks in Philly when they look at the general managers around the NFL. Look at the offensive coordinators around the NFL. There's not a lot of good ones. You don't have people building and understanding of talent evaluation, getting the right players on a roster. You know, I killed Jason Light today. You know why? That fucking guy with the Glazers, you know what they refuse to do? They will not sign free agents. This is why Gruden got fired, and this is another reason that Dungy got fired. You know why? Some organizations aren't going to spend money. Your owner and your GM have put the pieces on the field, whether it's Doug Peterson or Nick.
So are you of the belief then that Jalen and Nick don't deserve any of the credit for the success?
I didn't say none. Well, I said those were the right people that were put in by Howie.
Okay, so I don't need
Okay?
to take away credit from Jalen and Nick to give it to Howie.
I'm not
To me, it's not a pot.
No,
I'm
if we're
not cutting
ranking,
it
I'm
up
going
here.
Howie. I'm
Howie
not going
deserves credit. Nick deserves credit for coaching the players he's been given. Jalen deserves
Nick
credit for getting
coaches
the
the
results that
players.
the team needs.
Nick
I mean,
coaches the players. Nick coaches the players.
I've never heard a football team have great success, and you don't want to give
I
any
have.
credit to any
Wait
of
a
the guys
second.
who
Wait
are
a
a part
second.
of it.
I've
It
heard of
doesn't make
football.
sense, Sills.
You really think that Nick Sirianni coaches those players on defense? Anything.
He's the head coach
Anything.
of the team, Sills.
Wait a second. Do you think Nick Sirianni has any say on how the player development on defense with one football player?
I mean, he doesn't directly coach them on
Okay.
defense. No, that's
Do
what
you
other
think?
guys are
What do you
for.
think the job that Nick has done developing Jalen as a quarterback?
You're bending the narrative the
No,
wrong way.
you told me he's a coach. I'm telling you what a coach
He's
is.
the head coach of the team, is he not?
Dude, he's a floor manager.
Oh, so Nick Sirianni doesn't deserve a single inch of credit to you for the
So-
team that's been to 5 playoffs in 5 years. It's been to two Super Bowls. They've won the NFC twice. They've won the division 3 times, and they won a Super Bowl. The head coach of that team.
So do you
doesn't
think
deserve
Nick
an ounce of
Sirianni?
credit? That doesn't make sense.
You
Sills.
think Nick Sirianni's a better coach than Mike Vrabel will say?
That's not what I'm saying. You're conflating my argument. I'm
Conflating?
saying he deserves
I think
some credit
anybody
for that.
can go into Philly and do the same fucking job that Nick does.
Well, wait, why are you now using that it's all roster? Before the season started, you said the defense was blown up and they'll be 15th.
It was.
The roster's not good
It
enough.
was, and that's why he made 13 moves during the year. It was.
All right. I don't operate of the belief that the quarterback and the head coach are non-responsible for this level of winning. I just don't. If we see it differently, that's fine.
I look at Jalen as being a guy who, no question about it, has taken advantage of having a great organization like he did at Alabama. And I think that he understands winning, and I think he understands the people that are on his football team. But the difference between Alabama and the difference between Philadelphia, you can bench him when you have great players behind him. Philly, you can't in the NFL. I mean, to me, this comes down to player talent. And this comes down to guys doing the same thing. I'm under the belief that if you put Mike Vrabel in there or a guy like Ben Johnson in there, Jalen Hurts would be a better football player.
Well, maybe he would, but I don't know that to be true. I can only go off of what I have, the evidence that I have. Sure, maybe he would be. But, so far they've been pretty damn successful. You can always look at coulda, shoulda, woulda. If we had this quarterback, we'd look like this. If we had this coach, we'd look like that. We're having great success. They have to get some credit for that. It doesn't mean I think it's all perfect. I think the team, still has to play their best football in front of them if they want to go anywhere this year. But I do think that they deserve some credit for what they've accomplished.
How well do you think they've played in the last 2 months?
Very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. All right. And they had that 5-week stretch. If you go 2 months, that would be, let's just call it 8 games. Last 2 games have been good, but pretty bad opponents. And then the 5 games before that, defensively, they were excellent versus the Lions and the Packers.
Yeah, were.
They were. I don't know if I would call them great defensively versus that Cowboys team. I know they came back from 21, but Cowboys kind of moved the ball in that game pretty easily. I think they've been inconsistent. I don't think offensively they've gotten to where they want to be this year, but they're slowly starting to get a little bit more in the run game, a little bit more in the passing game. If they can, keep building on that, I think you got a big game this weekend to see, but inconsistent would be my answer to the last 2 months.
And by the way, I would also say this, that what you guys said today, and I think John may have said it, or maybe Jeff Kerr said it, that, listen, I think they're saying the same thing in Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, or anywhere. Philly doesn't frighten me. Now, I would take it this way, though, and this is where I do give you kudos, Xander. I do think this. I think having gone to the playoffs 5 years in a row is a big deal. I think that's more of a big deal. I think that's more of a big deal than actually winning back-to-back NFC championship or NFC East crowns. I happen to think you guys going to playoffs 5 years in a row shows me that you're not a victim of your schedule like San Francisco. And even to the Buffalo Bills point, Bills are in the AFC East. That might be the worst division in football.
Yeah, and I don't think your point. I mean, just to circle back on, I don't think your point was bad. I mean, because you're right, they had a lot of playoff success also with a different regime. So Howie does deserve credit too. I just didn't like. I don't like pulling them completely out of the pie. To me, that doesn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? To do that.
What do you think, Vic? Okay, well then here, let me ask you one thing I haven't asked you then. What do you think Howie's greatest asset is to the team? I mean, not Howie's. Nick Sirianni's greatest asset is to the team. It's by the way, it's not his clock management. That's for sure.
You mean what Nick Sirianni provide? You know what? Yeah. I think this is. It's definitely not the most conventional in that he calls the offense or he does this. I think he manages the entire operation in Philly pretty well. I mean, remember, it's a big media city. All right, there's a lot of talk on the outside. There's a lot of narratives. There's a lot of people you got to answer to. You got to answer to the owner. You got to answer to the GM. I think he handles the magnitude of Philly sports pretty well. You know, now I don't know how much you value that. Maybe you don't value that.
I do.
It's definitely an unconventional head coach. I mean,
that's
he doesn't have like where you're right is he doesn't have the one like Ben Johnson. You know what he provides, and then you look at all the other stuff later. He doesn't have one set thing that he does that you're like, that's what he brings. He's an offensive genius, or he's this. He's not. He doesn't have that. But I do think he's a good CEO head coach in that, you know, they've been really successful. And if you have a shitty CEO, this goes for businesses too. You ain't going to have a successful team or a successful business. So, you know, I think he deserves credit from that, but it's hard to pinpoint one thing with Nick for sure.
Okay. So he handles Philly.
Yeah, which is a big thing, dude.
Okay. Does he handle anything in the locker room?
I think he handles the locker room well.
He does? You think he's handled AJ well this year?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
AJ was bitching his ass off for 5 straight weeks. Now they're playing better offense today. You know, AJ's gotten his touches. The quarterback's back on rhythm.
Can I tell you what I heard?
What's that?
I asked my friend if I could say this to you, and I'll say this to you now. Nick went to Jeffrey Lurie and had him ask him if he could say something to AJ and knock the noise off.
If that's true, then
I think that's great.
Well, it's great, but it also could show that Nick Sirianni might not be as respected as you think.
No. I'm going to tell you why. You're not going to make a $32 million decision or a $53 million decision. You think fucking Mike McDaniel made that decision to bench Tua without going up to Stephen Ross?
Well, that's true.
Dude,
yeah, but if like Nick has a problem, this is my problem with that, because I don't disagree with you. But if Nick had a problem with what AJ's been doing, you can't have you're the head coach.
I'm sure they did. I know they did. They did. And you know what he wanted it from? Somebody that maybe was a guy that pays the paychecks. Hey, bro, when you got guys that are talking that sign your paychecks versus a guy that wants you to do something to go shag footballs, they're a whole different conversation. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Guy signs my paychecks, man. You're going to have a little bit different of a conversation with than a guy telling me to go shag fucking footballs. Yeah. Stop being on social media.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you not think Nick is a good CEO coach?
I actually like what you said there about the whole Philly thing.
Well, and the other thing is, like, I think it goes back to a conversation me and you have had a lot, like in recent years, of just football is different today.
It is.
Like, these teams are so massive. You can't compare to the Jimmy Johnson era.
No.
You know, that was a $500 million, and it was still a big company at the time.
And no free agency. Guys couldn't go anywhere.
Like, you hire Jimmy, and you're like, all right, you're the GM, you're the coach, you're this, you're the manager, you're this. It's like, dude, now it's like Nick Sirianni's answering to 100 people. Howie Roseman's got 50 people in the front office under him. He's got 20 scouts. He's got,
that's fair.
You know what I mean? So it's like this massive operation nowadays, and you know, which is why I think some coaches who are great offensive minds or defensive minds fail in the role. I
think that's fair.
John talks about this a lot, where it's like the most common thing, he says this, the most common thing I hear is coaches who get the job and they don't understand how much comes with the job that's not football. You know what I mean? Like the media, just everything that comes with coaching it. So it's a different magnitude, the sport now. And I think Nick has done a pretty good job, you know, with this $10 billion asset. I do. It doesn't mean I think he's perfect, and it doesn't mean I think He's not the guy I'd hire, but he's been successful, so I got to give him some credit.
Okay, let me give you examples here. Do you think the Detroit Lions have struggled without Ben Johnson offensively?
You can make an argument they do. You can make an argument they haven't. I mean, Jared Goff, if I'm not mistaken, is like 32 touchdowns and 5 picks right now.
Okay.
I mean, he's
how about winning games?
Right.
They won 15 ball games with him. And look what Chicago's doing right now.
Yeah. Bro, he deserves a lot of credit for Chicago, man. I love what he's done there. I really like
Liam Cohn has done when he had Baker Mayfield throwing for 4,500 yards last year and 41 touchdowns. And now all of a sudden, there's a shot that Jackson.
I think Doug Peterson built what he's doing there. I mean, he's taking it the distance, but yeah.
How about this? How about Liam? There's still a shot that Jags could get the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, they're playing good. They beat up on Denver yesterday. Like, they were the much better team yesterday. I think Liam Cohen, you know, the league loves these young offensive coaches, but I think
they like guys like Nick too.
But I think they use Doug, and you can make an argument rightly. Like, he was the transition guy.
Maybe
he took them from a shitty era, you know, and transitioned them into a competent football team with better standards, better everything, you know, a better approach. And then you get the offensive guy, the young guy to kind of take you the distance with all the X's and O's and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying on it. I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Nick Sirianni guy in the world. I'm really not. I just have a hard time, you know, not
giving any credit.
Yeah, like, to me, it just feels like
you're right.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I not give him anything? It's like it's with Jalen. You know, I'll be hard on Jalen when I think Jalen's deficiencies are hurting the offense or the team as a whole. But I look at the Jalen Hurts era and I'm like, I don't know what more people want sometimes. You know, and I'm guilty of this too. I mean, we've had a starting quarterback here where we've gone to the playoffs every year. We've won the NFC twice. We're division winners in 3 of 5 years, and let's call a spade a spade. If it wasn't for an epic collapse in 23, it really should be 4 or 5 years. So I think those guys deserve some credit, man. But let's see. Let's see how this year ends. I think they're in a pretty good spot, though.
I asked my guy, Armando Salguero, today what he
was
thought.
Awesome on the show last week.
Dude, we're going to get him on more.
He
loved coming on. We're going to get him on once.
Yeah,
I'm going to
get
him on once a week here, too, okay? Do you mind?
Smart dude. Just a smart guy. Great national football.
He has a Coach of the Year and an MVP vote, and he also has a Hall of Fame vote.
I know he's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame voter, right? Yeah.
I didn't know that he also picks the MVP and the Coach of the Year. So he has, he's an Associated Press guy, too. You know what? I asked him who he thought between Vrabel, Cohn, and Johnson, who the Coach of the Year was. You know what he also added in?
What's
he
that?
Goes, how about Kyle Shanahan? Kyle Shanahan didn't have his quarterback for the entire year. He didn't have Nick Bosa. He didn't have Fred Warner, and they won 10 ball games. They might win 11 ball games tonight, and they didn't have any of those guys. Let's not forget they don't have Brandon Ayuk get there either. Now, they are a product of that schedule a little bit, but that's a pretty damn good coaching job too.
That's a sleeper. That's a very true, man. That's very true. Shanahan has had a very good year. And by the way, I don't know if it's him or if it's
Lynch.
What's the GM's name there?
John Lynch.
Lynch. Who's making the bad personnel decisions there? Is it Kyle or is it Lynch? I mean, they traded 3 first-round picks for a fucking quarterback that stunk. They signed Brandon Ayuk a year ago. Has the guy even suited up since he got a massive contract? I mean, has he even played a game on the big contract?
No.
Like, imagine if they didn't make those catastrophic decisions, they would have a much better football team today. So I don't know if that's Kyle or that's John.
It's Kyle.
I heard it was Kyle with the quarterback.
It is Kyle. It's Kyle. Kyle wanted it. I asked John, and Kyle wanted that style because he thinks that style is going to be more prevalent in free agency because you know you're going to lose O-linemen, you're going to lose receivers. You need a mobile quarterback in today's NFL.
Yeah.
And a drop back guy because that's going to hurt you there. All right.
I'll tell you what, he's done pretty good with everybody but drop back quarterback or dual threats. I mean, he couldn't do shit with Trevor with
Was Sam Darnold there too?
Yes, that's where Sam Darnold developed before he went to Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, Mac Jones will do the same thing. Watch. You watch. Mac Jones will be there. He'll get a starting opportunity somewhere else, or maybe they make him the starter there. I don't know what they'll do with.
You know what I would do if I was Minnesota? I'd bring Mac Jones in.
That's exactly right. I think they signed Mac to a 2-year deal. Smart.
Wow. That means a team's going to have to. Oof. Is that right? That's a great move by them.
2-year deal.
All right.
2-year deal.
Do you agree with my take on this? Because I get a feeling that you and John think that Chicago game was kind of like an off game.
Well, it looks statistically, it's been the outlier for the defense. They haven't been great against the run all year, but 281 and the way they got beat, that hasn't happened. So that to me does look like a statistical outlier.
Do you agree this week will either validate that Chicago game or kind of vindicate what you guys think? And that's just an outlier game because this is a better running attack.
It's
and
a
get
really
this,
good running attack.
it's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams.
It's not even close.
Bro, I didn't know that running back has got 1,500 yards rushing.
1550 or something. It's freaking crazy. I didn't know that either until I looked it up this morning. Yeah, I think that's actually a good thing. It's actually a great topic by you. I didn't even think about that. This is probably because, let's call a spade a spade. Since the Bears, you've played not great running teams.
No.
The Raiders, the Commander. Who'd they play before that?
But do you remember this? The only way that remember the Chargers beat you because why? Herbert had 66 yards rushing in that game.
Herbert run. Yeah, well, Josh got a little banged up yesterday, no?
Yeah.
I had some shit I had to do yesterday. I didn't catch all as much football as I would have liked.
Tell you what, though, man.
Huh?
The two quarterbacks in Los Angeles, man, are playing great football. The Chargers.
Herbert and Stafford?
Yeah. Herbert right now, they've won 7 of the last 9 ball games.
Yeah, I think I saw 7 of the last 8, yeah.
Okay, 7 of the last 8 games?
Yeah. They're cooking right now. They're cooking.
They're 11-4.
I don't think they can go the distance with that offensive line.
I don't either.
If they had those 2 tackles, they'd be a legit Super Bowl contender.
The only team that I would fear that the Chargers would have a troubled time with in the playoffs would be that Jags defense or that Texans defense.
Jags defense is real good too. And the Texans defense, they're good, but I don't know. What did you make of that game yesterday? They're like tooth and nail.
I made the same thing that I made of the first half with the Commander game against the Eagles. You guys were behind. You were 10-7 at the half.
Dude, we beat the Raiders 31-0. That team didn't even look like they belonged on the field with us.
Do you agree at least that game would have been a kind of entertaining if Mariota had finished the game? I'm not saying they would have won.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Raiders, though. I guess they had Kenny Pickett.
Well, they struggled. They struggled against
the Geno back yesterday.
And they had Geno back.
I don't know. I just kept walking by the TV, and I'm like, the Raiders are in this game. We beat them to a pulp. They didn't even look like an NFL team a week ago.
I thought it was funny that people were like, well, the Bills struggle against – the Browns are the second-ranked defense in pro football. That's not a shitty unit.
Yeah.
Their offense is horrible.
All right. I didn't catch the full game, so I
watched it
with full. Yeah, I can't speak with full, but I did.
Bro, Myles Garrett.
Did he get the sack record? Obviously,
no, he didn't get the sack. He didn't get the sack, but I'll tell you, man, he can fucking play. He is some take. Okay, so what did you take away from that Commander game then?
But I think the Eagles are getting closer to where they want to be for the postseason. It doesn't mean they're there yet, and you're not going to be there yet until you have to be there. But it's nice to get the layup, before the postseason. It doesn't mean it tells you how great you are, but it does give you confidence, as players and as a team, to go in there and try and play your best ball. So that's what you take away from it. I thought Jalen was one of my takeaways in that, Jalen had a bad stretch. Like, I haven't seen a 5-game stretch. Hurts has had bad games in his career. I haven't seen one that was 5 games long of him. And then it was topped off with a 4-pick game, where he had 5 turnovers, wasn't accurate with the football. Like, I was starting to wonder, like, is Jalen Hurts seriously regressing right before our eyes? I think can't say that's been completely dispelled, but I do think he's back to where he should be. Not turning the ball over, much more accurate with the football, making plays, with his legs. and through the air. I thought that touchdown throw to Goddard yesterday Saturday was a great throw. So that was my one takeaway. Barkley getting going, and not only Barkley's numbers, but Barkley's style in the game I thought was notable, in that he ran hard and aggressive through contact. And John spoke about this after the game. Saquon referenced how people view him as like a shifty back, because he's very good at that. But he's also been blessed with, he's got a 230-pound frame where he can run motherfuckers over too. He's just not that style of a back. So he's like, I still have that in my arsenal. And he ran hard in that game. So I thought that was a good takeaway. And if that team can run the ball, it's going to help a lot. It's going to help their defense. It's going to help Jalen Hurts in the postseason. So I think the running game is a massive thing. And then the other takeaways I had in the game, where did I put them? Here they are. The other takeaways I had in the game were Jake Elliott is a massive issue, unless he just has a lights-out playoffs. And I love Tyler Steen taking on 8 dudes at once. Fuck them all. I love that. Shout out my boy Tyler Steen.
Yeah, Berkeley ran.
By the way, no suspension for Tyler Steen.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did anything come down with DK Metcalf yet?
No, but there's a lot of talk there. Apparently, the fan made a racial remark. I don't know what happened. So
Yeah, I heard he dropped the M-bomb up in at another place. I can't remember where. The Lion fan.
Yeah, I mean, which obviously muddies the situation. But at the end of the day, here, regardless of what was said, I mean, you're a professional athlete, man, making $32 million. Sit your ass on that bench and let that motherfucking nobody chirp at nobody. You know what I mean? Chirp to out there.
Why are you even going over there? Makes no sense.
Yeah, unfortunate. But I also do get this culture of people who talk all this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, eventually you're going to run into the motherfucker who doesn't care about prison, who doesn't care about killing you. All right, so watch how you speak to people. All right, that culture does exist nowadays, especially with social media.
You know what's funny? Every time all these Henry heroes with the keyboard warriors, every time I go out in public,
you get a bunch of them.
I don't hear anybody fucking talking shit to my face when they see me. I don't see any of that bullshit. Okay. So you took a lot away from those 8 quarters of football with Raiders and Commanders.
No, not a lot in that who the Eagles are, just in that they can use it for themselves. I mean, look, the momentum is a thing, until it's not, but it is a thing. And it's like, if you go into the playoffs limping by with wins like they were earlier in the year, where there's really not much to feel good about, it's harder mentality wise to come into a game versus like the Bills or the Niners or the Rams or whoever you'll play in the playoffs and, feel good about playing your best game. You didn't play good competition, but maybe it's a reminder for themselves of, this is who we are. This is who we can be. Let's impose our will. Let's get back to playing comfortable and confident football. I think that's real, and I think you can get that from these 2 games.
What do you make of not having Dean this weekend against Josh Allen in that running attack?
Yeah, that's a big law. Is he confirmed out? No, right? Not yet.
Not yet. No, but I'm assuming he ain't going to be playing in that ball game.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any update on it yet, so I'll keep an eye on that. Nick did speak today. Nick said they will not even consider bringing a kicker in. So anybody who wants Justin Tucker, it's not going to happen there. So I'll look for any Dean.
I forgot about that name though. I forgot about Justin Tucker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What's up with all these NFL? What's up with these dudes and these weird like, bro, you're like why are you groping fucking masseuses? It's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
No shit, man. What are you doing?
It's like, really? Is that what you have to resort to? I mean, if you really want to get laid, go get a hooker or something.
Yeah,
go do something.
Right.
I mean, what are we doing here? Groping the spruces. I don't get it.
Pleasure yourself. What are you doing? What the fuck is going on?
I don't understand what's going on there.
I don't really. I mean,
obviously this was made famous by Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so. I don't get that either, man. I don't get that.
Yeah, that's right, Catch. And a team owner, Robert Kraft, also made this famous as well.
I don't get that either.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is why I tell all these dudes,
get off
the corn. Get off it, folks. You end up like one of these Nimrods groping a masseuse. Come on, man. Handle your business or your business will handle you. Holy shit.
Here, get this. Who walks into a Chinese massage parlor and goes, hey, I'll take 7 chicks. Oh, by the way, who are you again? I'm a star receiver for the New England Patriots. Hey, fuck, what do you think's going to happen when you roll in there, man?
Nah, it's these dudes on this corn. I'm telling you, bro. Corn is polluting their brains. They walk into a massage parlor and think they can grope the lady. It's disturbing.
It
Weird.
is.
They're weird.
Do you have any hesitation that you want to play everybody this week, or would you sit some people this week against Buffalo?
I'm not going into this game resting people. No way. No way. March into Buffalo and beat the shit out of the Bills. And then you rest everybody in week 18, and you go into the playoffs feeling like you can anybody who comes in your way, wherever you're playing, whether it's in Philly or on the road, you're going to beat them. All right, so that's what I would do. That would be my approach. I think that will be the Eagles' approach too. By the way, they can still get the 2 seed, so I don't think they need the 2 seed. I know they want it. I mean, dude, I was looking at the like, dude, this isn't guaranteed to happen here, but like, let me just run you down this. Like, you're wondering why I'm confident. I know the team hasn't looked perfect. Right now, the Eagles, the first game of the postseason, let's just assume the favorites win, like the top seeds win in the first round, which might not happen, but Eagles knock off the Niners. I think the Rams would beat the division winner in the South, the Bucs or the Panthers, whoever it's going to be. And the Bears beat the Packers. At that point, we're going to be traveling to Chicago for the divisional round. Like, I know you like Chicago, but
not crazy.
Good hand, man. If you're traveling on the road, and then, by the way, the Rams would be going to Seattle. And if the Rams can knock off Seattle, guess what? The NFC Championship game will be in Philadelphia, and the Rams will be coming to town. If the Rams lose in Seattle, you'll be traveling to Seattle for the NFC title game.
All right. And let me ask you then. Okay, so if you get into a fist fight with a guy and he knocks you the fuck out, how do you feel about getting into that fight the second time, about trying to get in there? Are you saying he had a lucky punch?
Who had a lucky punch? The Bears?
I'm asking you personally about a fight. If a guy fights you and this guy knocks you out, knocks me out, and you got to get in that fight again with that guy, are you thinking, hey, it was a lucky punch? Are you thinking, hey, he ain't better than me, he got lucky? Or do you think when a guy went 38 punches and knocked you the fuck out in that ball game, I mean, do you think it's luck? How do you feel about going in that game against Chicago?
I feel good, and it's not to diminish who Chicago is or that they're not a good team. They deserve.
But they didn't do very much to beat you.
But here's my thing with it. Are they ready for the big leagues, dude?
Okay.
You know,
like, yeah, but is it the running game? Is it
that fighter there who comes up 30-0, knocks everybody out? They get to the big league, and all of a sudden, like, whoa.
Their quarterback made no plays in that game. He just ran you over.
Dude, did you see that throw at the end of that game on Saturday night?
He's getting better.
He's always had that arm ability. His arm talent's unbelievable.
He's getting better. His
arm talent is maybe one of the best in football. That's how good his arm is.
He's getting better.
He's got to learn to play the position, but he's getting there.
I still don't believe
it. I feel like we could beat the Bears. I mean, what do you want me to say? That I feel like the Bears are going to beat the shit out of us? Fuck the Bears. It's the Bears.
All right. Fair enough.
They're a solid squad. They're not a great squad.
No. Then how did that great squad? Oh, so like you think it's a lucky game they had against you?
I'm not saying it's a lucky game. They deserve credit for being the better team that day. Any given Sunday. All right? Any given Sunday. Oklahoma beat Alabama in the regular season.
And you beat the Rams early in the year, so you look at it the same way too. You're not giving yourself any pats.
But haven't I been saying that? Yeah. I don't buy into the narrative on the Rams that we're 4-0 versus them. We got to play better than them when we play them in the postseason. I don't think we have their number. I don't buy into any of that bullshit. I really don't, because I don't think it matters. Any given day, the Rams can knock us off. Just like the Bucs had our number until they didn't.
Yeah. Do you agree that the Raider game and the Commander game, if you guys stuff the Bills, and Sills will bring glazed donuts. Yeah. Okay. What if the Bills run the football for over 200 yards against you? Then you got yourselves a problem.
No, we don't.
No?
Bills are in the AFC.
So the top two. Well, no. My point is, if a team can run the ball on you, they can beat you.
Well, that's true for any team.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of teams in the NFC that can run the ball, except for
Well,
like Chicago.
there you go.
If I were the Eagles, I'd look at the
But
opponents.
you said something earlier that was ridiculous that you don't even believe. You don't even believe this. You were like, Vic Fangio can't do anything to stop the run. What the fuck? You don't believe that. He's going to load up a 6-man front and say, all right, Caleb, throw it.
Bro, hang on here. Vic Fangio can't play, you told me. Coaches can't go out there and GMs can't
this
go
is
out
fresh
there and
off
play.
the conversation that Jalen Hurts doesn't deserve credit.
Wait a minute. You're going to line up 240-pound BG just in a three technique.
He's
against,
number 5 in the defensive tackle rotation. You skip the first 4 to get the BJ.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Your starters are Moro Jomo. What's the kid's name?
Jordan
Young?
Davis, Jalen Carter, and Byron Young.
So
That's
Carter's
4.
back? Carter's
back this week.
Davis. Who's the other guy? Hunt?
Byron Young.
No, he don't start.
It's a Jomo, Davis, and Carter.
A Jomo, Davis, and Carter. And your edges are Hunt and Smith, correct?
No, Jalen.
No, Phillips. Okay.
Phillips and Smith.
Who plays behind Carter and
Bond
Davis?
and Dean.
Who?
Bond and Dean.
No. Who plays behind them in the rotation?
Byron Young and Brandon Graham.
Okay. So you're going to add a guy to the mix there to try to stop that Bills running attack? Who's going to be the guy you're going to put up in there for another guy?
Jordan Davis has been one of the best interior defensive linemen this year in football.
What happened at Chicago game? I must have missed that one.
Yeah, it's the outlier. That's
there's
no other game.
No, we're going by because you're saying that Vic's not going to come up with something.
The Eagles are 10 wait. Let me not warp reality here. Let me not let.
Okay, I want to know who you're adding to stop.
The Eagles are 10-5, right? Okay, 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, so they've played 15 games. One game they got torched in the run game.
Actually, you're 23rd in run defense. So, I mean, I wouldn't think you're playing all that great against the run this year.
Yeah, but you keep pulling up the Bears.
I'm asking you, with the greatness of Vic, who you adding in there to like stop the Bears?
You're just going to play 6-man front.
Oh, so you're going to put who?
Yeah.
That kid Young in? All right. So you're adding Young.
6 guys, it's a numbers game. You ain't running on a 6-man front that easily.
All right. I can't wait to see this, man. I can't wait to see because who's going to account for Josh Allen?
You're struggling. You are grasping.
Struggling.
You see it, Eagles fans?
You want to know struggling fans?
Sileo is struggling.
You want to know struggling? 281 glazed donuts.
One off.
281.
One off. It's a one-off.
And by the way, you haven't played a starting quarterback in a month.
So you're really going in this play. I'm looking at 3 new teams right now in the NFC playoffs race here. All right. You really think that all these teams are better than the Eagles?
No, I don't think you're better than them either.
Yeah, but who's got the pedigree? Do you value pedigree at all? Playoff experience. Remember, this is not only a roster that's had a lot of playoff experience in the NFL. These guys are. These Georgia dudes, these Bama dudes, Jalen, Devontae, all these guys. These guys were playing in national titles in college. Year in and year out.
Okay, let me ask you this. So when the Dallas Cowboys went into the Super Bowl and played a 3-time Jim Kelly, they had been in the Super Bowl 3 years in a row, and the Cowboys had never been there, and they had the youngest roster in pro football. They just had the better roster.
Well,
and they put 55 on them.
It doesn't mean it's a guaranteed formula, but it's a part of the factor for me.
So who had the experience a year ago, you think, going to 3 Super Bowls, KC or you?
I think it was actually pretty comparable. Obviously, KC, because they were going for the 3-peat. But
it
was comparable in that the Eagles have a lot of playoff. They did a lot of their main guys did play at a high level and played for big things in college, not just, playing for Miami where you don't play for I'm proud of Miami. I thought Miami.
By the way, I put your gear in with Mario. Listen.
All right, good. Wait. Let me make a comment. I thought the most impressive football win, not only in college, but of the whole weekend, was the Hurricanes. I don't think people realize how hard it is going into Kyle Field and playing. That's one of the hardest stadiums to play in college football. That's like playing like
And
maybe
Neyland.
Arrowhead or one of the massive state Lambeau. That's
Yeah.
like that in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
That thing was loaded up, and Miami held that team to
106.
3 freaking points. I mean, that was a good win for Miami. Really good win.
You know, my biggest fear was that the Canes had played in that shitty ACC with them tomato cans, and that you're playing against an SEC football team. And I thought that the level of play was going to be a little over their heads because
it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
I hate the ACC. I hate it.
Brutal, dude. It's tough to watch.
I would never play there today. I would never play in the ACC.
If you weren't a Miami guy, you probably wouldn't even watch the ACC.
No, I wouldn't. No way. I thought that was because the level of play, they're talent everywhere in the A&M side of the ball. They got talent everywhere, man. I mean, I think that coach, what's his name, Elko? I think he's got that program heading in the right direction, though, man. I think they're going to win a national title in the next 4 years, 5 years. I think A&M's really looking – they've underachieved.
I don't know about a natty. Let's see. They're definitely a good program. They're definitely a good program.
I want to help
quarterback to shit. I mean,
I want to help John out on one thing with Alabama. Do you know why Alabama got in this year? One, because they played a great schedule.
I say this with respect to John. In the same exact show, literally the show wasn't even a new day. In the same show, these two phrases came out of John's mouth. Well, I'll paraphrase the one. Basically speaking, like he knows everything about who should be in college football. And then on that very same show, a little bit later on, he said, "Oh, I don't watch any college football." I'm like, look, you just fucking told me how the whole thing should go, and like your opinion was the best one. Now you're telling me you don't even watch the sport? Come on, John.
Now here. Listen. By the way, here's for all the Notre Dame, like M. Reyes, the Glazed Donuts. The Notre Dame guys crying all weekend. We would have beat both these teams. Well, Miami did.
Yeah,
they beat A&M and they beat you. What are we talking about?
Loser thing to do. Go to Twitter. We would beat these teams. Shut up, dorks.
Well,
but Notre Dame should have been in.
They should have.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like. How did they not put Notre Dame in? Like, I don't even get it.
Because of JMU and stupid Tulane.
I don't know who was on that committee that was like, yeah, let's put these guys in over.
When you put Notre Dame over Ole Miss after they lost their coach?
No, I wouldn't have done that. Ole Miss deserved to be in there.
How about Texas Tech?
No, Texas Tech deserved to be in there too.
Well, then who are you taking out? Oregon?
No, taking out the stiffs at the bottom that you put in.
That group of 6 thing sucks.
It's the stupidest thing. We don't need Tulane and JMU in here. This is what I want. Give me the AP top 12.
Yeah.
That's what I think you should do, or something along those lines. Yeah. That, to me, would make the best football.
That's, by the way, why Miami didn't get in. Miami didn't get in the ACC championship game because of a stupid tiebreaker. And they're going to change that whole tiebreaker thing. Let me tell you why Alabama got in. Because Greg Sankey last year, I think Alabama got jobbed a year ago on getting to the playoffs. Dude, they're the most watched college football team in the country. They're the richest program in the country. And all these people are going like this. Ken DeBoer is going to leave for Michigan. Why? Michigan's a lesser job. I'm not leaving Alabama.
Well, if he's a scumbag, he'll go to Michigan. I mean, he'll go to Michigan because that's where scumbags go. Has any program had more drama or scandals happen in the last decade than Michigan?
No.
Bunch of scumbags.
And by the way, they've won 1.5 national titles, Xander, in the last 82 years.
The Michigan man way. What does that mean? The scumbag way? Okay, good. Good to know.
All right, I got another one here for you on your boy, Jalen Hurts. So how good a year do you actually think this guy's had this year?
Jalen Hurts, I definitely don't agree with John. I mean, John's like talking about him like he's like you can put him in Canton because of this year. I don't see it like that. I think Jalen's been more inconsistent than usual this year. You know, I mean, I think he's had highs, really highs, where he had the Vikings game where he's throwing the ball, perfectly. He's had great games. And then the bad games were worse. Like, I don't recall a game that Jalen's had 5 turnovers in a game before. I mean, he had a play where he had 2 turnovers on one play. I mean, the highs were high this year and the lows were low. So, I think he's been inconsistent, but he's also done some things really well, Sills, this year. I mean, he's passed for more touchdowns in his career this year. He's protected the ball well outside of that one, game, which I don't think you can take it out. You have to keep it in, obviously. But, he's protected the ball in a large enough sample size pretty well. He's going to have 2 receivers that potentially go over 1,000 yards this year. He's, again, run the ball pretty well this year. Not as well, but, well enough that it's a factor. I look at the top quarterbacks, like Josh Allen's got 1 more touchdown throw than him and 5 more picks. I get it. I'm not saying Jalen's the player Josh Allen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think he's done a decent job. I don't think he's had an awful year. I thought the low, though, was pretty low, and it was longer. Like, normally he has a game and he'll bounce back. He had like 5 bad games in a row this year.
Allen had a stretch of 2 games in the middle of the season where he wasn't playing all that hot. Okay. This is how I've ranked Jalen's 5 years. I got 2022, number 1. I got 2023, number 2. I got 2024, number 3. And I'll tell you why. Because once they realized what they had, he went along with it. And he complimented
and he played a perfect part in it. Yeah.
And he complimented it. And when they needed him in the NFC title game and in the Super Bowl, he complimented. Did he not Don't you think 2024 was the best that he's ever he's complimented the offense?
It'd be tough for me to put this year.
The offense is still ranked 24th, dude.
He threw for 2,900 yards and 18 touchdowns.
But he was a compliment to what they were doing, man. To me, don't you want to play?
He was a compliment. I'm not disagreeing.
Don't we always fight this conversation? He's got to play complimentary football to the offense of what they have in that huddle. I don't think they played complimentary football this year. I either think they're one or the other.
Well, no, they haven't, because they've been trying to run the ball and they can't. So they're not able to play.
Right. That's why what he did a year ago may not have looked. By the way, you said it to me, what was it, a month ago? Okay, I've had it with sitting here going there, that the numbers are going to be here and they're going to go here. We need to be balanced in how we're going to attack, and we got to play complementary football. Isn't that what you told me? Well, 2024 was exactly that. I got 2025 as 4th, and I got 21 as first year. Again, that's learning how to play the position. Wouldn't that be fair with that ranking there?
Yeah.
Or would you change up 25 and put that 3 and 24 4?
It'd be tough for me to put 23 where you put it because of all the turnovers. He did have a lot of turnovers.
Okay, fair enough.
He threw the ball well that year, but he did have a lot of turnovers. I don't know, man. If he gets, let's just say he gets 200 passing yards a game the next 2 games, he's going to be at, 3,500 yards. Let's say he gets 2 tutties a game and he has a pick in the last 2 games. Who knows? He's going to have 28 touchdowns, 7 picks, 3,500 yards, 100+ rating, 66% completions this year. I don't know what his rushing stats are this year. Let me check them out. How are they?
I think he's down probably like 200 yards. Okay.
Just out here. 25 rushing. He's got 416. With 2 games left. He had 630 last year. He's up to 416. He's got 8 touchdowns on the ground this year, 4-1 a carry, about what he was last year. A little bit down in the carry department, which I think is a good thing. So, I think he's had a decent year. I don't know where I'd rank it, but it's kind of tough to rank his years.
Okay, so what is he in completion percentage?
He's 66% completions this year.
66 completion percentage. All right, so let me read. I want to read you some numbers off, and you tell me if you think this is a good year. So a guy throws the ball for 516 attempts, 322 completions, 35-63, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Isn't that what you just kind of rifled back at me?
Yeah, it is. Very similar.
Well, that's what Carson Wentz did in 2021 when he was with the Colts.
Yeah, he had a good year that year. That was ridiculous, and they moved on from him. That was just their owner being stupid, who RIP has since passed, so God rest his soul. But, yeah.
So do you think this is who he is?
What do you mean?
There's no Stop looking for more. This is what he is. He's going to be around between 33 and 35.
Statistically,
25,
yeah.
25 touchdowns. You're hoping under 10 picks, about 480 passes. That's the remedy for them and how they see him.
Yeah, I think so. With a great running game, I mean, he'll protect the football. He'll play the part. He'll do what you need him to do. And by the way, I think you do have to factor in, like, Jalen does make some big plays.
Yeah.
Like he does. He does have big playability that he will give you here and there. Now, it's not the most consistent thing in the world. It's not every game. That's how you win, is that formula. But in big moments when you need big plays and they present themselves, he's made them for the most part. He's missed them sometimes, but everybody does. I mean, I think he gets some credit for that too. And that's a part of their formula, by the way. We're going to run. But when they do give you man coverage on the outside, we got to capitalize. They've been able to do that.
Gary Cobb's going to join us in a minute. We're going to read some of your supers here.
That's right. You never texted me, Cobb. I forgot about him.
My bad.
No, it's my fault. I should have known. I just didn't know because Christmas week, who's available, who's not.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Xander, do you understand with the Jake Elliott issue, though? We mentioned this in the postgame. You do understand this, right? You put more emphasis on coaching in the playoffs because of the Jake Elliott confidence level. That means you're going to be relying on your offensive coordinator more because that's got to change your mentality, don't you think? That bullshit that Nick said today is bullshit. Do you not agree that your play calling is going to be affected by your special teams?
Definitely. I mean, definitely. And they're gonna have to make good decisions consistently. With the aggressive approach. It's a good approach to have, but it also does set you up to have a higher opportunity, to make the wrong decision. So Nick's gonna have to be on his P's and Q's, and potentially he will win Sileo over. No, I'm just kidding. He'll never do that. The guy could have 5 Super Bowls on the mantle, and Sileo will still be up here calling him a fucking caboose.
Nick, George Seifert, Sirianni, baby.
Oh man.
Let's sit here and
let's rattle a couple supers, and then we'll get to Gary. Here's the Phillies ace. What's up, brother? Appreciate you, man. He says, Stills, this is a no-win situation. If the Eagles win, you're going to say we won because Allen is nobody's, but you'll be kissing ass if he wins. Facts. That's very true, Ace. Very true, Ace.
Well, Allen's a better player. I don't know what
Allen's a great player, but football
hey,
is not an
you know what
individual
people don't
game.
like to hear in Philly? Someone's better than you.
I think Allen's the best quarterback in football, but it's not. It's not an individual game.
It's not.
I mean, it's one of the best things about it is if you could be the greatest guy and play your great. If the dudes on the other side or the man who lines up next to you doesn't do their job well, it might all be for naught.
I think Aikman was a caboose.
Who?
Aikman.
No, Aikman wasn't.
Okay, so who do you think was the engine that ran that thing?
Well, it doesn't. I mean, he had a great team, but
wait, Emmitt Smith.
So everybody who has a great team is a caboose, but all the guys who don't have a great team don't win.
Marino's no caboose.
Well, he never won.
Elway's no caboose. Yeah, well, it takes organizations to put players around.
I agree. It does. Yeah. It takes a lot.
Hey,
that's what I don't knock Josh Allen for not having a Super Bowl. People do. I don't. I think he's a great player. He needs more. Jalen has more, and he's done well with it. I don't think that makes you a caboose. I don't think Aikman was a caboose. Aikman was. Answer this. Aikman is one of the most accurate quarterbacks to ever be in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay. But once again, he was the third dude in that offense. The first guy in that offense was 28 carries every game.
I know, but every once in a while you get a rare offense that you're like, hey, it ain't so bad to be number 3 on that offense. You got Michael Irvin. I got Emmett. I mean, that's a good offense. Gary Cobb
knows this. Okay, get this. We're going to get Gary up here in a minute. Nate Newton was brought in by Tom Landry. Kevin Gogan was brought in by Tom Landry. They also had Crawford Kerr. He was brought in by Tom Landry. Mark Tuney was brought in by Tom Landry. Do you know how many games they won prior to Emmett showing up? Landry's last year, they won 4 games that year. And then Jimmy's first year, they won 1 game. Emmett shows up. Within the next 4 years, they won 3 Super Bowls.
That's fair.
With the same guys.
I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what Gary. I got 3 supers real quick. Here's Nyla. What's up, brother? Usually on your side, but that's some apple fritter glaze you're pouring on for the Browns.
Browns have the second best defense
is
in pro
better.
football. I don't know what you're saying. You really think that the Eagles have a better defense than the Browns?
No,
I
they
don't.
don't. I think he's right, though, that the numbers maybe are a little floody. Here's Devin. I just want to say I'm all in on the Jags being for real. The defense is ferocious. The QB's playing lights out, and the running game is damn good. Yeah, they're a good team, man.
Bro, they went up to Denver, and they beat the shit out of them.
They didn't just win that game. They won.
Went in their own ballpark.
They were the better team out there. Here's Abe. This is a good comment. Sirianni game. Hometown is Buffalo, New York.
How you doing? Number 1 rushing attack in pro football, baby. You better put your mouthpiece and chin guard on.
We're holding them to under 100.
You're going to hold the Buffalo Bills to under 100?
No. James Cook.
Oh, James Cook.
Vic will take that guy out.
And you couldn't hold –
out of the game plan.
Wait a second. You couldn't hold Justin Herbert with a broken hand under 60.
I didn't say anything about Josh Allen. James Cook.
James Cook.
Under a hundo. Take it to the bank. Fleming says, what, the first half? All right, so it's a good show, man.
Hey, brother, I'll tell you what, this is going to tell us a lot about the run game this week and about the defense, because you know why? You get this, I'm going to tell Gary this before we go here. Hey, Xander, what do you make a comment you haven't played a starting quarterback in a month?
Well, is that the Eagles' fault? Players in front of you. Knock them down one by one. Get to the playoffs. Remain healthy.
Oh, get him, Josh Johnson.
Football. These guys trying to dock us because other teams aren't prepared to play or they can't stay healthy. Why do you shit on Nakobe Dean for not being able to stay healthy? But all these other stiffs we got to play can't stay healthy. You give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's right. All right.
Hey, Big Z. Congratulations on getting Bama into the college playoff.
Yeah, I didn't do shit, man. They deserve the credit, but you too with Miami, man. That's a good one.
Where's SC? Oh, Jesus.
All
right. Let's bring him in. Appreciate it, Big Z. We'll catch you out. Without further ado, man, that was a cheap shot, too. Gary Cobb's got national championship rings, and he's probably sitting there going, hang on here. College football is better when Southern Cal is good. Notre Dame is good. Miami is good. You get the big names. Not having Southern Cal in that playoff is not good. Get this. So we'd rather have JMU and Tulane in other than Southern Cal and Michigan. Make that make sense. Without further ado, champion in all regards, our dear friend. Also, don't forget to check him out on Fox 29. He is my friend, one of my childhood idols. You guys know that. He is Gary Cobb, and he joins us right now here on the show. Happy and Merry Christmas to you, and happy holidays to you and your family, my friend.
Hey, same to you there, young fella.
You got to get SC in there, man. We got to get him in the playoffs.
I know. Well, they weren't far off. From what I heard, they're supposed to have a great
recruiting class
coming in there, and because they need to get they need to improve, but we'll see. Because it is good when they're in the mix, and you got that whole area out there where they got to step it up. I mean, UCLA too, fading. They don't turn into garbage.
You know what I got to tell you, Gary, that I bet you took pride in when you were at Southern Cal and I was at Miami? Mm-hmm. How many kids were probably from that Los Angeles area that you had to beat out? And remember something, Gary, here's what I had. I had guys from Okeechobee. I had guys from Satellite Beach. I had guys from Broward and Dade. All these guys with all these pipelines and these coaches. And here's some stupid kid from Connecticut beating all them guys out. And all the local coaches are going, how come you ain't playing my guy? And they're like, well, that guy's better. I cannot. I took great pride in being an out-of-state guy, being a starter. You must have took great pride in that as well.
Without a doubt. Because, we started, they started the kind of going out of the area. But most of the guys were from that area. And when they were young, they going like, hey, I'm going to SC. Simple as that. And so it was good to go in there and shake it up a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, let's shake it up here a little bit. Do you know that the Philadelphia Eagles haven't played a starting quarterback in the last month?
I heard you say that. I heard, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think that defensively, they're gonna run some challenges. And like you guys, saying here now, man, Josh Allen, I think I could see where you can make some arguments with some people, but golly, all they ask him to do, my goodness, he carries that team, man. The guy, when he takes off, he's running out there, and you see people taking the wrong angle intentionally. They don't really want. Now,
No.
you don't see this a lot of times with a quarterback, but when he takes off out of there, sometimes you see guys taking the bad angle. I'm going, wait a minute, that's suspicious because they don't want the kid because
that's big. Hey, that's business.
About 6'4", 6'5", 240.
No, he's 6'6". He's 260 pounds.
I mean, he's a big boy, and he's a great athlete. He's got a gun for an arm, and I really got to give him credit, man. I mean, he has carried that team, man. He's been amazing. They just haven't been able to get over the hump with Kansas City, but they ain't got to worry about Kansas City this year. So,
hey, Gary, they have James Cook, who right now is at 1,500 yards. He's leading the NFL in rushing right now.
He's an outstanding back, man. He is quick as a cat, and boy, he runs tough too.
Don't you agree, Gary, that Chicago game, when they had 281 put on them, the Bills are the number one running attack in pro football? I mean, aren't you not concerned going up there that's one of the Achilles that you've seen in this defense, is that they are susceptible to giving up the run game in here, and you're going against the top running attack.
I think that they definitely that was a horrible performance against the Bears, but I think they are capable of shutting down a good running game, though. I think they're capable of it. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to see all of their, not going to see everybody out there. Like Jalen Carter's not going to be out there. But I see with him and Jordan Davis in that middle, man, with the way Jordan Davis is playing, and you get a healthy Jalen Carter there, now we're talking about something. I want to see somebody try to run on that group. But they got to be smart, and you got to play good sound football and everything. But I think they're capable of dealing with it. Now, are they ready for this on Sunday? I don't know.
What do you take,
good, man?
Gary, what do you take anything away from the last 8 quarters of football with Commanders and Raiders?
Yeah, I do. I take it because I have seen, they have I've seen both of those teams, play well against some good teams. So, they're not terrible where they can't ever come out and, like the Raider defense I had seen play decently. I've seen them give some challenge to some teams. So you got to take care of who's on the field, and you don't have to apologize for whoever you're playing. If they're on the schedule, you go out, you take care of business. And the Eagles are at a place where they're at a place now where I can see they're kind of like the offense starting to gel a bit. And even if it's against a subpar group that they're playing against, if they can start there and start to get some confidence, and certain plays they feel good about and everything, because if they get any type of running game going, it's going to help their offense, because they got some weapons in their passing game, and if they could get the running game going, it's going to help them. And I tell you, if they were to get it going, nobody would want to play them. They got that running game going, nobody would want to play them. You get a healthy Jalen Carter in there, and you got Lane Johnson, a healthy, get him back, and they come in and they're healthy, and they get Saquon going. Nobody really would want to play him.
Okay, potentially no Nakobe Dean. What impact does that have this weekend, not having that player in there?
Well, it's gonna hurt because Nakobe is really the leader of that defense. And seeing them and the way he's able to take over different times, and comes in and you got a guy that's backing up what he's saying too by the way he plays. When he says something, the guys respect him. And a lot of those guys, come on, he was running the defense down in Georgia when you had some of these guys, were in there, were playing. So they have a lot of respect for him. And you got to give it to Nakobe. I mean, Nakobe's not that big. Man, Nakobe plays hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for him at his size to be bringing it the way he does, man. In fact, I went in and told him, I said, "Hey, dude, man, I got to give you something." The way he's bringing it at his size and hitting people and everything, the guys on the team have a great deal of respect for him. And, because and then he's smart too. A lot of times he's calling out the play because he's going in there in the tape room and he's in there and he's doing his homework and stuff. And these are the type of things that his teammates respect. If you go in that locker room and those guys talk, they respect Nakobe because he's ready to play. He's done his homework mentally, and he plays with everything he's got, man. He brings everything he's got. He's not that big. And the way he's been running over these running backs, man, oh, man, he has been, he's been putting it on these running backs. So,
you know what? Again, if you think about it, Derek Brooks wasn't a really big dude.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't that big. You're right.
He was like 210, like that. He was kind of like the transition linebackers from you guys who were like 230, like 228. I mean, now, Gary, Brooks, what was the most you played at? 225?
No, I was about 230, 235.
235. Those guys really don't exist today in today's NFL.
I know. Well, there's not as many of them. Because man, the thing is,
I mean, LeVon Kirkland was 260. Pepper Rogers was like 260, or Pepper Johnson was like 260.
Well, they had depending on the defense and the guy's speed and things, they would kind of cater, and then some guys would play more zone. They know they couldn't have these guys expect them to cover people man to man, and so depend on the player and the coordinator, the defensive coordinator, what was he doing and everything. So they would utilize these guys differently. But Brooks, man, Brooks could run, man.
Yeah. Played that Tampa too. And that's what you're talking about, being a cover guy with that able to run with safety. That's why guys like Nakobe Dean.
That's right. Winning with those guys down that seam, man. Yeah.
How about this, Gary? How big of an issue do you think the Jake Elliott issue is?
Well, I think it's something that, I was thinking about, but I think he's tough. He's been through this before, but they definitely need to have a talk with him, man. Would I be surprised if some of these games are won by a field goal or a couple field goals? No, you're headed to where, a field goal here or there is probably going to make a difference in some of these games. So, is that something they need to talk to him and to see which way they want to go? I heard somebody talk about, what's the name of my man that got in trouble and everything?
Justin Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker. Man, if they were to bring him to Philly, man, he's going to get roasted.
Man.
He's going to get roasted. But, hey.
You might call him Riley Cooper Tucker.
Hey. You better believe he's going to get it. If they were to bring him here.
No way.
But the dude could kick.
He could.
But I'm surprised that nobody has. Well, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the league has said, hey, either thumbs up or thumbs down or something.
No, they said that he can sign right now.
They said he could sign?
Yeah, he could sign. But, Gary, here's why I asked you the question.
Yeah.
Would this make a difference in how you call offensive plays if you don't have confidence in your place kicker and you go plus 50 and you're on the 40?
Yeah.
Instead of going for the 3 points, doesn't that change your mentality, Gary, and how you approach the offense and going for it more on fourth down? Because, again, if you really don't, I know Nick went out there and did the right thing and said we 1,000% have confidence. What else do you think he's going to say? No, we hate the guy, and the guy, I have no confidence in him at all. He's not going to say that. But, Gary, doesn't that change maybe your mentality and how you approach the game? If you have a shaky place kicker, instead of going for the field goal and the way your defense is playing, maybe you see more times where Nick and Kevin Patullo go for it on 4th down once they get plus 50.
Without a doubt. I think, what you're saying is going to, it's definitely going to play into, the way they're thinking. And it's going to have something to do, and you'll see it in the plays they're calling, or how aggressive they're going to be in certain situations, without a doubt. That's going to play into their thinking. And that's why, they want to be able to say, well, we got confidence in the guy that's kicking field goals for us, because it's going to affect the way that they're operating, the game plan. Because you're gonna take a shot, you're gonna tell Jalen, hey, look, Jalen, be aggressive, because we're not gonna be kicking a field goal. We're gonna go after it, and so so if you're gonna do those type of things, it's gonna change a lot of the way that the team plays, and it's gonna have an effect on them. When they start warming up for the game, it's going to have an effect on them right away, because it's everybody's mind, because it's a huge part of a game, especially when you're playing good teams and games are going to be tight. You're not going to be going in where you're going to be blowing somebody out by, 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns or whatever. That you'll be happy if you can get out of there with a 6-point win or whatever win, 3-point win. You're happy if you can get out of there when you're playing a good team. Buffalo's a good team. You don't care what the score is if you got more points than them. So you're going to be relying on that field goal kicker. There's no doubt about it, man. And around this time of the year, when you start talking about playoffs and everything, you might not like your field goal kicker. You might say, the guy, how guys mess with the field goal kicker and stuff. They just told me, hey, man, leave him alone. They start telling, because they know that this guy is going to decide on how far we're going to go. So, hey, they're going, man, leave him alone, dude. And that's what time it is now. So we'll see what they're going to do, man. So that was terrible there. The way, man, he just lost all his confidence, and one after another.
Even got a mulligan in one of those, and he still missed it.
Come on, man.
I got
Now, he's been money for a long time, man.
Yep.
The dude was money. But if he loses psychologically, you know how somebody can lose it. Going out there trying to golf. I've seen guys go out there, man, just terrible,
All right, so I have a couple more questions here for you.
Yeah.
So Vic Fangio's 68 years old.
Yeah.
How many more years you think you got there with Vic?
Probably,
How about this? He wins the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
That would be his second. Say he wins it 2 in a row.
Yeah.
68 years old. I mean, end of the year here. Are we starting to come down the line here with Vic here, man? A little bit here.
Yeah,
until his mid-70s, or where are we going here?
Somebody hit 70. Yeah, you most definitely. But at the same time, he could have where he starts, shrinking some of his workload.
Oh, transitioning.
If he's got an assistant who he's got confidence in, to start doing some things and doing more things.
Clint Hurt.
He doesn't have to do as much.
Like Clint Hurt.
Yeah, that's right. He could start doing that where, you got somebody that you have confidence in to a degree in a certain area. So you start leaning on them, and they got to do more work, and so it cuts down on your workload. I could see them gradually starting to do something like that. But he seems like he enjoys it, man. When he's over there, comes over there to talk, he's having a good time. He enjoys it. He's at home. The guy is a Philadelphia guy, man.
No, because that's the
about it all
same
the time.
That's the same age that Jim Johnson called it a career.
So that's kind of I didn't. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I asked the question.
And it's a grind. You're looking at all that tape, and but it depends on if you got people that you trust, then you don't have to look as much tape. If you got people who they can be your eyes and everything, and I don't know what confidence he has. I don't know how much tape he has to look at now, but you can see him coming in. I can see his eyes, man. The dude's been working, And you know, when you're in that grind, man, those guys are going through all those tapes and things and putting in that work. You know, it's not for an older man. It's for a young man, man. You know,
I'm going to ask you probably, again, this is going to be old man, get off my lawn kind of question here.
Yeah.
Would there be any way in the hell this week against the Bills you're sitting anybody?
Well, probably Lane Johnson would be somebody you think about. And, of course, you don't want to bring, you know, Jalen Carter back before he's ready, you know. So those guys, but from what I understand, hey, they want this game because, you know, they want to
get the 2 seed.
They want to get the 2 seed. So with that in mind, from what I understand, you know, they're going to go after it. So I don't know. From what I understand, the guys that are healthy, they're playing, man. If you're healthy, you're playing the game.
Do you think they sit people in the final Commander game?
Yeah, depending on what it means. Yeah, I think they would.
So they're probably going to use this as a dress rehearsal, this Buffalo game, for the playoffs, right?
They could very well do that. That's right. And see, there's got to be something in order to play all the guys. There's got to be something there that's going to be a benefit. Meaning, like, you're playing at home, you're getting a higher seed. You know, we need to get something for that. You know, and that's going to be the thing. You know, is there any advantage? Are you advancing? Is it putting us in a better situation with the games or whatever? You know, and if they're not getting anything out of that, then, you know, it doesn't make, you know, sense why you're going to go out there and take chances with guys, even though you've already won the division. So it's got to be something that you're going to get that puts them in a better situation. So we will see.
Last one here for you, Gary.
Yeah.
So get this. I want to show you something here. So 49. Yeah. Okay. Did Dallas Goedert prove that the Eagles were wrong in the offseason? Because with 49 yards and 5 catches, he'll end the season with 700 yards receiving and 70 receptions, and he'll have 11 touchdowns. Has he proven the Eagles wrong that here's a football player who's played pretty much every one of the games this year, with something that he hasn't done? Has he proven that they were wrong to ask him to take a $4.5 million pay cut, where here's been one of the more productive guys? He's almost going to have a better season than what A.J. Brown's going to have.
Yeah. Well, the reason that they he got himself in that situation was because of his injuries.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of the way he played. Wasn't that they knew that when he played, he was a good player. He's a good blocker. He's a tight end as well as a good receiver. The thing that they wanted him to take the pay cut or really, you know, weren't really offering him, you know, a good deal was because he has the injuries. He'd been getting injured. And they looked at it and they said,
no, 18%. He's missed 18% of his career.
Yeah. And so they looked at it and they said, whatever. I don't know how deep they got into it, but to look at how healthy he was, or a lack of health, that he was going to have a drop, meaning that he was going to get to where, boom, as bad as maybe the games that he had missed, he's going to miss even more. And the whole thing is going to head downhill. That's what they were thinking from what had happened before. Now, he messes around and plays the entire season, stays up. They know he's a good tight end. Come on,
yeah.
He runs good routes. He catches the ball. He's a good blocker. That's the thing that he's got that the other guy over there, guy can't block. What's
no, Calcaterra.
Come on, man. You know, guys, get out of the way. You know, I mean, come on. You know, so Dallas can block. See, so he does everything you want in a tight end, but like I said, he was missing games and everything. So who knows? We'll see what they do, man. But he's had a great year. Dude has had a great year.
I want to throw this at you with Hugh Douglas and with Seth Joyner, and I want to ask you, because you're an ex-Eagle, you're in this group with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
When you're critical of your football team, maybe not playing well, or there's a guy playing, I mean, you must face backlash too when you say something that's off cuff. And again, Eagle fans, I mean, they'll look at you, they'll start bringing up stupid things. You're a 10 plus year NFL veteran.
Yeah.
That's 1% of the 1%ers. People don't realize nobody plays 10 plus years in that league. That's not how you do that, especially in your time. I mean, Gary, how do you handle that when you got all those people that are throwing stones at you, Seth, and Hugh Douglas? Ike as well.
I go over there in the locker room. You know, those guys, because of their schedules, you know, they're not able to go over there the way I can. But you know, hey, I can be criticized, you know, because everything I says is the gospel. I mean, like, no, you know, hey, I'm giving my opinion. Just like these guys know, and even some of them, I'll talk to them. I've had some of the players say, hey, man, why you on us, man? Why you? I'm going like, look, I'm not going to say anything that I don't think is true. And I'm not going out of my way to take a shot at anybody and everything. At the same time, I'm paid to give my opinion. This is my opinion. So I let those guys know that. And then the people, you know, Eagles fans and everything. Look, I tell them right away, am I right all the time? No, I'm giving my opinion, you know? And so I can appreciate them that they care enough. That's why, that's why we're talking about the Eagles. The people care about the Eagles. You know, they sincerely care, and some of them probably too much. You know, but these people care about the Eagles. So I let them know, hey, I'm giving my opinion. Don't take it personally. And I even tell the guys, like, you know, some of them, hey, Cobb, man, get off me, man. Get off, hey, Cobb, get off. I'm going, okay, all right, man. Okay. I'm going like, I'm not aiming anything at anybody personally. You know, I want all of them to play great. But if you don't play great, you know you didn't play well. Come on, dude. Don't start tripping now. Come on, because we can keep this real now. If you didn't play well, you know, and I know you didn't play well. Why would you, forget what other people are saying. You need to be focused on playing better, dude. You know, because that's the important thing. But I'm not going to take a shot, go out of my way taking a shot at you, unless I believe what I'm saying is true.
What do you think Buddy would have thought of Vic Fangio?
Well, he would have had a lot of respect for him, because Fangio is he sees things a lot different than Buddy did. Buddy was more aggressive. Buddy sitting in the house and and everything. But Fangio, he's a lot more patient. He doesn't want to give up big plays. And Buddy wasn't as he didn't have that same mindset.
Do you think that Fangio is as much of an innovator as what Buddy was when he created the 46 and the remember something about guys like Jim Johnson? He created almost a position for you. Buddy created the 46.
Yep.
Vic uses that too high. It's almost like a former Tampa 2.
That's right.
He takes that Tampa 2, and
you're right.
Coach Dungy's Tampa 2.
Yep.
Then he goes cover 3, he goes cover 2 with it. He goes dime, he goes nickel. So he's kind of expanded it a little bit too, right?
I bet you he and they've talked. I bet you they have talked about that. Where you got the two coaches talking to each other about that, because he does a great job of it. And it's almost like what he does is that gradually, it's almost like, in basketball where they used to have, guys playing a matchup zone. And that's kind of what they play. They kind of play a matchup zone, and they're kind of anticipating the route you're going to run.
Yeah. And
you're playing zone, but you're playing man-to-man in the zone. So that really is the way you got to play zone. You can't just play just a zone and everything, pure zone, because these guys got the quarterback's arms are too good. The guys are too fast. But if you can anticipate the routes and you push guys off and you're talking to each other like you do in a basketball game, watch the pick. The guys are talking to each other, and see, they get better and better as the season goes along because they talk through the routes. See, they know and they anticipate because they know what they've seen on tape. And you got to have smart players, and you got guys that will talk and everything. But Fangio teaches it, and they get better and better as the season goes along. But they're kind of playing a matchup zone in a lot of ways.
They just suspended Denzel Perriman, my former Kane guy, because of hits that he made, like Vontez Burfict.
Mm-hmm.
So again, for player safety, he uses his head too much.
Yeah.
I say he uses his head because he's 5'10", and
Uh-huh.
he's a smaller guy.
Yeah,
so
he is.
he's
Yeah,
in
you're
that
right.
hitting position. I mean, Gary,
I've seen him bring it. I've seen him bring it, man.
The guys that you played with, I think, would have a tough time playing in today's NFL because these guys don't let anybody really hit anybody. You can't use your head.
You're right.
A lot of hard hits back in the day would not be accepted today.
You're right. There are a lot of guys, man.
Remember that video we used to have, toughest hits in the NFL? They used to put those toughest hits out there. That stuff does not want it in today's NFL.
I'm trying to tell you, Wes Hopkins. Wes Hopkins used to bring it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Wes, hey, man, watch out. Hey, man, don't hit my wheels or nothing.
You know what? Jerome used to tell me that when he was in a pile,
yeah,
he'd come flying in there on that pile and he'd take his own teammates out.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He would come in, man. I told him, hey, Wes, man, don't hit me, man. Wes, hey, man, don't hit me. But, see, I played with him and also Ronnie Lott, both of those guys, man. I played with both of those. Man, and I tell you what, you let them catch a guy coming across that middle, reaching like this. I said, man, I tell you what, in fact, I joked with the wide still. I would joke with the wide and tell him, look, man, I'm praying for you, dude. If he catch you come across that middle, reaching, don't worry. We're gonna get the ambulance out here quick. Don't worry. Said, don't worry, man. We got because those guys, well, I tell you, they would like to.
Hey, Gary, a lot of hospital
guys hit like that anymore. What's that?
Hey, Gary, a lot of hospital footballs being thrown back in the day when you got Ronnie Lott rolling around back there.
Hey, I tell him, man, I said, you know what? We're gonna be saying some prayers for you later on, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. The guy from UCLA too, Kenny Easley knocked.
Yeah, Kenny Easley. Yeah, he used to bring it too, man. He was,
right?
Yeah, he did, man. Kenny Easley, yeah, he did bring it.
All right. Yeah, hey, JAKIB.
They don't let that anymore. They don't let those guys do that anymore.
Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you so much for always being my friend. And again, I can't thank you enough for everything that you do for us, man. Thank you so much, JAKIB. Have a great Christmas with you and your family.
And you too there. Have a good one there, Dan.
You got it, man. That's my friend, Gary Cobb. Guy I grew up with. We would be at the Babe Ruth. I told you guys this numerous times, the Babe Ruth All-Star games. And we would be at our award ceremony. And when I was a kid, Jackie Robinson would come in. Jackie Robinson used to come to like Gary Cobb's, and we're all sitting there when we were really, really super young kids. And we were in Babe Ruth League. And Jackie Robinson would come in and be the speaker at our banquet. It's crazy. That's who we grew up with. We grew up with Jackie Robinson. And Jackie lived like up near the Italian Center up in Pound Ridge. And I've swam in that swimming pool. And JAKIB is a little older than me. And he went to Stanford High School and I went to Stanford Catholic. Huge rivalry back in the day. Yeah, Atwater was a great player too, man. No doubt. All right. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this next. The biggest threats to the Eagles in the postseason. And what these teams bring that maybe the Eagles don't have and what the Eagles have that maybe these teams don't have. 5 teams in the NFC right now have qualified. There's 2 spots left. So we'll hit on that. Don't forget my great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all the world, not just America here, folks. These folks here go out and with their thousands of attorneys from coast to coast, make sure they defend your family. No matter what it is, they will take your case and they will take every single bit of due diligence on that case to make sure that you and your family is so well represented. This will be the easiest decision that you will ever make in your life. It's been a crusade since Ultima and John Morgan started this company. It's family run and it will always be family run. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound love 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sil sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Cells, hit the like button. Appreciate you guys coming aboard here. I'll tell you what, over on the AFC side, man, I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars went up to Denver and beat the shit out of them. They got a great shot at winning the #1 overall seed. They're sitting at 11-4 right now. I like Xander's take, too. I think Trent Baalke, the general manager, and Doug Peterson probably laid the groundwork. And you know what? Maybe they fired Doug too soon. But I'll tell you one thing's for sure. Let me see about Liam Cohn and what he's done with Trevor Lawrence here and how well that he's played this season. Trevor Lawrence, I thought, was a lost cause here. There's 3 quarterbacks right now over 4K. Goff, Prescott, Stafford. And here's Trevor Lawrence. He's at 3,400 with 3 to play. 2 to play. So he's at 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. That completion percentage is brutal. At 60%, that is not good enough. He has got to be better than that. Got to be better. His rushing, 29, 25, 21, 51, and 25. He can run the football. Those are his recent games. So he will put up 200 yards passing and another 30, around 30 when it comes to rushing. That's pretty good. Passing in the last couple games, 279, 330, 275, 250, 260. The guy's a pure passer for sure. I think yeah, you know what? I didn't buy the Jags. I am now. I really am. By the way, let me take a look at the Jags defense here. Let me see in sacks. I know their defense is highly ranked. I can't believe how great a season Myles Garrett. So the Jags have right now Jacksonville. Josh Allen's got 7 sacks. Armstead's got 6. They got a bunch of guys with sacks on this team. All up and down the front 7. That's a good-looking football team, man. On every single level. Every single level, for sure. Yep. Hit the like button, guys. We haven't been telling you enough here. Okay, so here's where I'm going here for this segment here. Let's take a look at the teams that the Eagles. And let me be candid with you here. Do I think the Eagles can beat every single one of these teams? Including the bubble teams. Lions and Bucks. Yes. Packers and Panthers in the hunt. Yes. Especially that Panthers team. By the way, the Panthers have some impressive wins on their schedule. But let's start with the number 1 seed in the Seahawks right now. How good are the Seahawks and how good of a threat? Let's take a look at offensively who they are. So Sam Darnold right now. Sam Darnold he's 4th in passing. He's going to end the year with 4,200 yards and 27 touchdowns. I want to show you guys something. A year ago, he had 35 TDs. This year he's got, and he'll end up with roughly 27. He'll have 62 passing touchdowns in the last 2 years. And he'll have 8,600 yards passing. And he's 26-6. So if you guys want to use stats, you can also use wins. Sam Darnold's 26-6. They were 14-3. And right now, they are 12-3. So he's 26-6. I don't know about you, but you're 26-6 and you throw for 8,600 yards and 62 touchdowns in 2 years. You're somebody that's, I can't use the word elite. Heating up, beating the Commanders and the Raiders. Hey, play against a starting quarterback first. You're heating up against the JV teams. I like this Seattle team. I think the Seattle team, especially if they get home field advantage, you going up there and playing, that'd be a formidable task going up to Seattle where you haven't won since 2008. So that'd be a tough stretch. Do I think you can beat them? Let me see where they are defensively. Let's see here. Defensively. Seattle Seahawks are 8th in total D. 14th in pass defense and 4th in rush defense. They give up 90 yards a game. See where they are on 3rd down. They're number 2. 3rd down defense. The Eagles are 24th. Seattle has a better defense than you. Does Seattle have a better offense than you? Yes. Where is your advantage? Xander talks about pedigree, okay? Where are you better than Seattle. And I'm talking 2025. Where are you better? You're not better defensively, and you're not better running. Seattle's defense is ranked 7th. The Eagles' defense is ranked 22nd. Wait. The Eagles' defense, it's moved up a lot. They're 13th. They were 22nd a month and a half ago. So I would give you the credit that you're playing top 10 defense. One of the reasons Seattle's good on defense is their DT from Texas. That kid, that Byron Murphy, has turned out to be a stud. Okay? I would agree with that. I would agree. Well, your roster hasn't played well. I mean, it hasn't. You keep saying you have a better roster. Your offense hasn't. So again, I don't see where you're better than Seattle any place except for that comment. I trust Jalen more than I trust Sam Darnold. I agree with that. Okay? Hang on, guys. Remember, Sills can't read. Or remember something, guys. You're delusional because you're an Eagle fan. All these numbers are skodosh when the playoff starts. Everyone is 0-0. Yeah, okay. So you think if you've been something all year long, you're magically all of a sudden going to turn into being something different? Yeah, guy. Okay. Seattle may be better. Seattle's defense is better. They are. Let me see their offense and running attack and see Seattle's offense. We're going to go through all the teams here. So here's Seattle's offense versus your defense. Seahawks are 9th, total O, 360 yards a game. The Eagles are 23rd in offense. Passing, the Seahawks are 7th. Rushing. Now, the Seahawks don't run the ball that great. They're 19th. Scoring, they're 3rd. They score 30 points a game. Red zone, they're 16th. Not the best. They're in the middle of the league. And third down, they are 20th. Not the best. Vic can probably handle that offense. It's going to come down to Seattle's offense, Seattle's defense, and the Eagles' offense in that game. Wow. Wow. In a playoff race, the NFL came in and suspended DK Metcalf 2 games because he reached up and punched that fan. 2 games. Holy shit. And they ain't got anything on that team except for Kenny Gainwell. Wow. I would have fined him. All right, let's go to the next one here. The Chicago Bears. How much of a threat are they to Philly? So let's go. Let's see what the Bears have done. An offense. The Chicago Bears are the second. The Bears' offense is ranked 5th in total. Passing, they're 17th, which is still better than the Eagles. How can the Bears have a better passing attack than Philly? Rushing, they're 2nd. Scoring, Bears are 9th. Okay. Red zone. 15th, middle of the league. Third down. Bears are 5th. And third down offense. Boy, are they good. And again, they've beaten you. Now, defensively, I think Dennis Allen's a hell of a defensive coordinator. And they beat you up front defensively. I just don't think Bears are 24th in total. How in the world did you not run the ball down their throat and throw the ball down their throat? They're 18th in passing defense. Their rush defense is 23rd. How'd you not kill that team? They beat the shit out of you. They're 21st in scoring. Red zone, they're 22nd. How did you not move the ball on this team? And get this. And the Bears are what? On third down? What was your excuse against the Bears offensively? Do you remember what your excuse was? I'm sure you glazed donuts have a bunch of them. What was your excuse why the offense didn't do well against that shitty defense? I mean, what again? Where? Giants won the Super Bowl as a wild card, so your analytics means nothing. Anything can happen. That year, the New York Giants had the 8th best defense in pro football that year. You're fucking wrong. It was their offense that was the issue. You act like the other teams don't have bad games. That's why I say this weekend, we're going to find out. They're a better running attack than what the Chicago Bears are. They run the better. Okay, so Yale, you're going to shut down Josh Allen and you're going to shut down their running attack. I want to see it. You haven't shut down anybody's running attack this year unless they're a shitty team. Dude, you're 22nd against the run. Against the teams you played, who are, as you guys say, in front of you. You guys tell me, those are the teams in front of you. Well, you didn't stop the run. That's crap. You didn't stop. You're 22nd against the run, guy. Those are facts. I'm not telling you a lie here. Really, over Vrabel or Liam Cohn? Okay. All right. Remember, got ass whooped. Okay. And they beat you. Yale's not going to do it. The Eagles might. Okay, we'll see. Stats are for losers. No, stats are trends. This is what you've done all year against the people you've played. These are 15 opponents, dudes. Gary. Gary's dismissing the things that they have done. And the people that you tell me all the time, only the guys you line up in front of you. Yeah, the first month was Liars Month. We did stop the Lions and Green Bay running attack. You did. You didn't stop the Cowboys. And you didn't stop Justin Herbert with a broken hand. Look what Chicago has done on the ground since the Eagles game. Well, they are number 2 right now, still in rushing. Okay, let's take a look at that. What have they done? Well, how many games has the Chicago Bears won since the Eagle game? Let's take a look at that. I think that's a great comment. Unlike the Cowboys, who have lost almost all their games since they played you, what have the Bears done? Let's take a look at that. Chicago Bears in the last, let's see here. They're 7-3 in the conference. And they are, what have they done over the last, let's just say, since they played you? So since they've played you, they've beaten Packers, Browns. They lost to the Packers. They beat the Eagles. They've beaten the Steelers. They've beaten the Vikings, which you guys take solace in. So let's see here. Since the first 4 games of the year, the Chicago Bears, you guys are 6-5. Since the Liars Month, the Bears are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2. The Bears are 9-2 with a victory over you since September. Okay? And you're assuming because you've been in the playoffs, that's going to play a factor. Well, how about what you've done right now, who you are? Let's stay in the real world here a little bit. You keep telling me about your offense going to click and that Barkley's this and that. Well, when? Seals, any changes you're seeing that shows why Barkley and the run game seems to be picking up? Yeah, because you're playing against teams that are ranked 28th against the run. That's why it's picking up. The one thing that you can take away is that he's running better in space, it seems. I think he's great in space when you see him running. I think he's trying to be more elusive. Instead of being elusive before the line of scrimmage where he's dancing, I think he's doing a better job once he gets into the line of scrimmage. It seems like he's ramping up a little bit. Okay? Bears barely win games. It comes down to last drive. How many times? Guy, you're 6-5 in the last 9 ball. You're in the last 11 ball games. You're 6-5. What the fuck are you talking about? Dak still can't win big games. I don't think Dak Prescott has played poorly at all this year. Dak's actually had a phenomenal year. Let's see who the number 1 ranked offense is in pro football. That's all Dak can control, basically. He don't play defense. Let's see here. Cowboys offense under Dak Prescott this year. Cowboys number 1 offense in pro football with 400 yards in total offense. Cowboys number 1 passing offense. Cowboys are the number 14 rushing attack. Cowboys are number 5 in scoring. Cowboys are number 18 in red zone. Third down, the Cowboys are 8th. Dak had a great year. Can't help the Cowboys are 32nd in defense. Tank needs more carries. Long as I'm seeing Barkley over 30, long as I'm seeing Barkley over 4.5 yards a carry, that's the number to keep an eye on. And the Cowboys still in Cancun in January. Take that up with the owner, dude. And did not make the playoffs. Take that up with the owner, dude. Who cares about the year? Playoffs is when it matters. So let me go to the next team. Let's go to the Rams. Where are you better than the Rams? Where are you better than the Rams? Surely not quarterback. Where are you better than the Rams? Yeah. Bills defense. Actually, the Bills defense, their metrics are better than the Eagle metrics. Where are you better than the Rams? You're better than the Rams in pass defense. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Let's go offense first with the Rams. Rams are number 2 in offense. Rams are number 2 in passing. The Rams are 7th in rushing. The Rams are 2nd in scoring. The Rams are 5th in red zone. And the Rams are 15th in third down. There's not one place that you're better than the Rams offensively. Let's take a look defensively. Defensively, Rams. Rams are 15th in defense. You're 13th. Man, that number has skyrocketed. That thing has skyrocketed. For the Eagles. Passing. The Rams are 19th. Pass defense. Rushing. The Rams are 10th. Scoring, the Eagles are 5th. Rams are 7th. Red zone defense. Actually, the Rams are better than you. And they played a first-place schedule. Third down, they're 7th. This is going to come down to Eagles defense versus the Rams offense versus the Eagles defense. That's what this will come down to. That's a tough matchup. Let's look at the 49ers. I really haven't looked at the 49ers so far. I haven't really looked at them because I really haven't taken them seriously. Let's take a look at them defensively first. Total defense. They've lost Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. And they're ranked 18th. Pass defense. 49ers are 22nd. Rushing defense. Niners are 11th. Scoring, they're 10th. This is a hell of a job by Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh might get the Assistant Defensive Coach of the Year award. Red zone, they're 12th. Third down, they're 12th. You lose Fred Warner and you lose Nick Bosa and you're still hanging around in the upper side of the league, I think that's fucking fantastic. That's a great coaching job. They've got great coaching jobs going on in San Francisco, from the head coach to the D coordinator. That's a hell of a job. Here, the offense has lost players too. Lost your quarterback, no Brandon Ayuk. Offensive line is aged. Let's see where the Niners are. 49ers, 10th in total offense. 4th in passing. Purdy and Mac Jones. They're 4th. Wait a minute. Let me get this right. The Eagles have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Hurts. And you can't fucking do better than Mac Jones and Brock Purdy and a guy named Ricky Pearsall? The fuck? What's your excuse for a shitty offense? Holy cow. I don't even know who the hell they have on the... Well, McCaffrey's special. He's having another special year. Matter of fact, let me take a look at where McCaffrey is right now. I mean, really, what's the Eagles' excuse? Who's their top receiver? It's McCaffrey, of course. McCaffrey's their top rusher and top receiver. McCaffrey has 86 catches, 820 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. Look at the guys that are catching the ball. Kendrick Bourne, Juan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall's played in only 8 games. Demetrius Robinson. Who are these guys? Brock Purdy's played in 6 games. And Brock Purdy's got 12 touchdowns in 6 games. So you're trying to tell me in 12 ball games that guy would have 24 touchdowns, as many TDs as Hurts has thrown? Between the two quarterbacks, they got 25 touchdown passes. Mac Jones had a hell of a year, 69-6. Dude, there's not a lot of stars on that team. Holy cow. There's just not. I mean, is McCaffrey going to end up with 1,000? Right now, he's got 9. He's on pace for 922 rushing yards. No, 1,100 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving. He's going to do it again for a 3rd time in his career. What a fabulous career. That might get him into the Hall of Fame. McCaffrey's lost a step. So McCaffrey's lost the step, according to this guy, and he's going to have 1,100 yards rushing, more than Barkley, and he's going to have 1,000 receiving. This is a complete fucking bullshit made-up thing. He'll have more yards than Barkley, and he'll have 1,000 yards receiving. And that guy's lost a step. That guy's lost a step, and he'll have 100 receptions. Here, Christian McCaffrey this year will have 104 catches for 1,000 yards and 1,100 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. And this guy says that McCaffrey's lost a step. Based on what? Well, what do you think you're going through right now? Here, you haven't beaten a winning team in 2 months. Lost the step. Yeah, this will be by the way, lost the step, but doing Marshall Faulk numbers. Yeah. If that's losing a step, I'm Barry Sanders. Yeah. Let's take a look at their defensive numbers, too. Individually. Who's picked up for sacks? Really nobody. I don't know how they're doing it defensively. This is a great job by Robert Saleh. Boy, I'll tell you what, man, that D Winters kid and that Bethune kid that took over the linebacking core, they are fabulous football players, man. I don't know who they are, but they were outstanding. All right. Panthers and Packers. Let me look at the Panthers. Where the Panthers are. Dave Canales has done a marvelous job. So let's go offense. The Carolina Panthers. 24th passing. '25th rushing. 9th. They run the ball well. All these teams run the football exceptional, like the Bears and the Bills. The Rams run the ball well. Chargers run the ball exceptionally well. That's a Jim Harbaugh. Scoring, the Panthers are limited, man. Or are they? They're 28th. Red zone. Not the best. Third down. They're 20th. They got to be winning games defensively. Yeah, the Panthers, you want to hope to play them. They still got a great resume, though. I mean, they've beaten Green Bay. They've beaten the Cowboys. They beat the Rams. Let's see. Defense. They've got to be winning games on defense, the Panthers. '15th. '17th in pass. '16th in rush. They're no threat. I don't think. We'll see if McCaffrey's lost his step tonight, but for the past 15 weeks, he looks great. Most teams saw how the Eagles won by running the ball and playing good defense. I think you're right. All these, I mean, there's no doubt a lot of these, I mean, look at what the Bills are doing. Look what the Chargers are doing by running the ball. McCaffrey's a slot wide receiver in this point of his career. You mean 1,100 yards rushing is a slot receiver? He's 1,100. You're not, bro. He's going to have more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley this year. Then what's Barkley? I mean, you keep dismissing. He has a better year running the ball than Saquon. Come on, McCaffrey's going up against the Colts defense and Phillip Rivers. Well, you're going up against the Commanders and the Bears defense, who was ranked 28th. What's your excuse? Bro, you make it sound like you've been going against top-flight defenses. Like who? What defense have the Eagles played this year that's a top-ranked defense? Chargers? Well, they beat you. Name me another one. In the last 2 months, all the good defenses that you played against beat you. Broncos beat you. Yeah, I think you want the 49ers to win because I don't think the 49ers are a threat in the postseason. I've said it all year and I'll say it again. I think they're a victim of that schedule they played. Still, the Rams in the games they lost, they outgained their opponents. Your bold prediction about the Niners is still in play. Yeah, I still think they got a shot to win that division because they're not playing anybody. And they're benefiting from that. Now, I think they beat the Rams in the opener, if I'm not mistaken. That's old school 80s football. Parcells was a master at keeping the opposing team off the field. That's how we can beat the Bills. Well, wait a minute. You lead the NFL almost in 3 and outs offensively. You're 25th. How are you going to keep the opposing team off the bench when, let me see where you are in third downs. Third down defense. That number's improved. You're still 22nd in third down. Now it's improved. You were 28th. You've moved up quite a bit. Barkley can't catch better than McCaffrey. That's a given. Yeah, well, McCaffrey's a better all-around back. And by the way, It's not that Barkley's been healthy in his career also. Last 6 years, he's had 4 injuries. If the Niners went out, they get the number 1 seed, I believe. I think that's how that plays out too. Let's see who they have done. Let's see where they are. And this was a prediction we made. They got Chicago and Seattle. So if tonight they beat the Colts, they will go to 11-4. If they beat Chicago at home, and they also have Seattle at home, if they win out, they'll end up 13-4. And they'll be the top seed. That's right. Seals, why did they get rid of the bye for the second? I don't know that. I think you should have a bye. As a matter of fact, I think there should be another bye in the regular season. Instead, if you're going to add another game, I think you need a bye. How's Barkley better? And what here? Bro, Barkley's better than McCaffrey? And what era are you in? Here. Saquon Barkley. Barkley's a better back than Christian McCaffrey. Let's take a look at that. He's been in the league how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And right now he's got 8,200 rushing yards. And he's got 55 TDs at 4.6 a carry. And receiving, he's got 358 catches. Not bad. For 26.51. 26.51 and 16 TDs. Let's take a look at McCaffrey. McCaffrey. How many years has he been in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 years. 1 more year. He's got 7,300 rushing yards. And he's got 4.6 a clip as well per carry and 61 touchdowns. 6 more. Now, he played the extra year, obviously. And here he is with catches. He's got 610 catches for 52.86 and 34 receiving touchdowns. Where in the fuck do you think that he's a better player than him? I mean, Christian McCaffrey right now he's got, let's see, total yards right now, 903. He's got 13,000 total yards. And Saquon's got Saquon's got 10. Got double the catches. Ring means dick. We're talking about players. Dick. 2 best packs have been McCaffrey and Henry over the years. Yes. People are just biased. Maybe Barkley's more physical. He is more physical. He is. Absolutely more physical. Yes. Derrick Henry has been absolutely spectacular. Now, putting the football on the ground has clearly been a problem. Yeah. Means nothing when it comes to evaluating talent. Jewelry is a team accomplishment, my friend. It's not an individual accomplishment. This is a team sport. Rings are accomplished by teams, not by individuals. You still don't get that because you're probably 5. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's take a look, though. Yeah, I remember the argument last year you guys were trying to make to me that somehow you thought Barkley was better than Derrick Henry, which is fucking crazy. Let's see where he's at right now, Derrick Henry. What a season. He had another great year. He's going to have 1,500 yards this year. So get this. So right now he's at 12,000. He's at 12,676 rushing yards and 118 TDs at 5 yards a carry. I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about here. So where is he in the list of, like, he's got to be up there now, especially in touchdowns too. All-time rushers. Let's see where that is right now. All-time rushers. Another great year, except for the fumbles. I'll give that to you. That's Derrick Henry right now is 72 yards away from Tony Dorsett on being the 10th all-time leading rusher. He's 70 yards away, I believe. Or no, 110 yards away with 2 to go on becoming just the 10th player. And Barkley is 44th. Willis McGahee, Ahman Green, Sean Alexander, Matt Forte, Clinton Portis, Tiki Barber, Jamal Lewis, Ricky Waters, Warwick Dunn, Shady McCoy, Corey Dillon, all ranked ahead of him. Rushers, TD. Derrick Henry is 5th all-time in pro football history. 2 behind Adrian Peterson and 4 behind Marcus Allen on becoming the 3rd all-time leading rusher for touchdowns. Only LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. By the time he retires, he'll pass LaDainian Tomlinson, and Derrick Henry will be the number 2 all-time leading rusher in pro football history for rushing touchdowns. See where Barkley is. Jalen Hurts, believe it or not, has more rushing touchdowns than Saquon Barkley does. Jalen Hurts is 63. Barkley has 55. Josh Allen is 77. I don't think there's a quarterback. There's no quarterback even remotely close to that. Man. King Henry, I got to know, one guy go low than the other, punching the ball out every I don't know what happened to him. Okay. Hurts taking yes. That's why, though, Tommy, that guy doesn't have like rushing touchdowns in his contract. When Barkley cut that deal with the Eagles, because they knew the tush push was a factor, rushing TDs for him is not in his contract. All right. Guys, do me a favor. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, a number one injury law firm in the country, for a reason. It's because they win. Defending families across this great country, folks. This is one of the main reasons that John Morgan started this company. His brother was injured on the job, and it became a crusade for those guys to make sure that no family like yours would ever have to deal with a company that was going to do anything to take advantage of somebody who ever got hurt on the job, no matter what it is. My best advice would be for you is to go out and get John Morgan and Morgan & Morgan to look at your cases, because they will defend you like no one else. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. That's FORthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529, and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
There's a reason the Karate Master was the #1 salesman in the lumber department.
Karate.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFC selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Who do you think has lost a step? Barkley or Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson? Who do you think's lost a step there? Saquon or the guys blocking for him? Right? Something to hit on. Coach Brown will be with us tomorrow. Bernie Kosar will be with us. Jim Kelly's going to be with us also this week as we get ready for this Buffalo game. Guys, I appreciate it. Hopefully everyone's having a great week. It's Christmas week, so thank you guys for coming aboard. Please hit that like button. We will see you tomorrow going 2 to 6. Big Z, Joe, thank you. We'll see you on the flip side.